Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of the Tides of Wildemount. We are now currently live on the D&D Twitch and on the RealmSmith Twitch, and we just want to welcome everyone and thank you, as usual, for being your preferred entertainment experience of the apocalypse. That is now my ongoing byline as we go. I just want to welcome all of the players to the table today. We do not have any guests. This is our core group of players. Everyone say hi! Hi! And next week we will have Nora back in the role of Diarkle, the half-orc druid. So that'll be a lot of fun. And that'll be next week. Want to thank our title sponsor, as always, Syrinscape. Yay, Syrinscape. Syrinscape is an incredible fantasy player that you can use for your tabletop RPG games. They have incredible sound sets that you can check out at www.sirenscape.com/RealmSmith. If you go to /RealmSmith, then they know that we sent you there. We get a little nod and it helps us out and all of that kind of stuff. So it is a bit of an affiliate thing. So definitely go there and you can get stuff for free. You don't have to even subscribe. You can just go there and check it out. A lot of the things that we do are free on there and that we use. The sound set that you're hearing right now and that you will be hearing throughout this session is called High Seas. So check that out at sirenscape.com. Thank you to our product sponsors as usual, WizKids, as always, for a lot of the terrain and the miniatures that we have at the table. Dwarven Forge for a lot of the terrain that we use as well. Hero Forge, who is our new mini sponsor. Our new minis are on their way. They are actually in the mail as we speak. I got a tracking number today. So we will have those painted up as soon as we possibly can. Hopefully I can paint them this week and we can get them on the table for all of our player characters. We're also not only just getting our minis, we're getting the initiative tracker versions that will go on top of my DM screen to help keep track of initiative, which is really cool. And then Jordan, who is printing them for us in Toronto, because Hero Forge isn't printing minis right now in enough time or quick enough for us to get them. He has actually donated a foot-tall McGill statue to honor Todd, which will go somewhere here in the studio, which I'll be painting up as well, which is awesome. So we want to thank Jordan for that and for all the awesome service that he's given us for printing all of those miniatures. Mythril Armory, who is our official dice sponsor for this season and for last season. They have these incredible little dice spinners that are an alternative to dice. You can check them out at mythrilarmory.com. They kicked butt on their Kickstarter not long ago, and it was really, really awesome. And we're very, very proud of them. Mythril is Dave and Joel from our team. So we're super excited to have them there and have them a part of it. And then, of course, our brand new sponsor, and Matt Lillard was on the stream last week to kind of announce it and play with us, is Beetle and Grims. We're really excited to have them aboard. Visit www.beetleandgrims.com to check it out. They have these premium boxes, which are incredible, and we're super, super happy. We also have brand new mods, which we're really excited about. Shadster and Prometheus Bound are our brand new community mods. They will be in the chat all night. They will be taking your questions as you ask them. And in the break, we take questions as we take a bit of a bio break and kind of reset anything that we need to set in the studio. And then we come back, which is also very, very awesome. If you want to follow us or subscribe, this little potion bottle here should blink. It didn't last night for some reason, but it should do it tonight, I hope. So if you do that, you'll see it go off from time to time, and that's exactly what's happening. If it doesn't go off, then it's broken, but we thank you and appreciate your follows and your subscriptions anyways, because for some reason we're having an issue with it as of late. Also want to thank our producer, of course, Julian in the back room, and Josh, who is my hands in the studio for all of our mini needs, which is awesome.
Go Team RealmSmith.
Go Team RealmSmith, which is growing every week, and we're super excited. Nolzur's Marvelous Tutorials. Last night I painted the Tabaxi Rogue, which will be featured tonight as Captain Three Earrings. And we're super excited about having that show and being able to share those tutorials with you guys and painting through the D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures line by WizKids using Vallejo Game Color paint. And of course, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, not 4 p.m., 8 p.m. why did I jump? 5 p.m. Pacific, we will be doing Behind the Screen. Stop, David. I see that. Which is your spoilerific... Oh, it is working. Look at that. Which is our spoilerific look into the behind the scenes of what we do at RealmSmith. So if you have any questions about why I made certain decisions, about what happened in tonight's session, or anything about Into the Mist, or anything about RealmSmith in general, join us tomorrow night and you can ask your questions. It's a big Q&A session and it's a lot of fun and we are good to go. All right. If you like what you see, please consider following and subscribing, both on the D&D Twitch and on our Twitch. And of course, a big thanks to Dungeons & Dragons for having us on their channel on a weekly basis. We love them very, very much, and we are super thankful. And consider making us your Twitch subscription. Because it helps us do what we do. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but we've been getting lots of Twitch subscribers, Twitch Prime subscribers, and we really appreciate you using your Twitch Prime subscription for us because, again, it helps us do what we do. Also, remember to clip memorable moments from the stream in Twitch. You can use this clip tool because we go through those afterwards and we send them to Dungeons & Dragons for D&D news. So your clip could be chosen as the clip that they will be using in tomorrow's episode of D&D News with Greg Tito. So I think that is all. Guys, how's your week doing? You guys okay?
In a good week, Jack.
During the craziness that is happening in our world today. It's nuts.
This is how my week is. Right there.
Already drinking.
Fun.
It's just water.
Yeah, it's apple juice. It's apple juice because we don't want that mature rating, Melanie. It's apple juice.
It's apple juice in a more adult cup.
Yes. Yes, because nobody puts ice in that other stuff. Who would ever do that?
Who would put no? Duh.
Oh, man. All right. Well, if you guys remember last time, it was madness on Flora Isle, which is just south of Palmaflora, a village on the Menagerie Coast. You guys were enjoying some nice, much-needed vacation. Some of you, some respite from some difficult times in your lives. And you were having fun with Delroy on the beach and watching the Sharp tournament when all of a sudden the island was attacked by Sahuagin, who are fish/shark-like creatures who ascended out of the abyss and attacked the island. As the island started to sink, you left just in the nick of time. Some of the people who were at the resort ended up being refugees who have moved to the ship. You guys got on the ship at the last minute as the island continued to sink. And you guys are currently resting. You guys got on board. Last time at the end of the episode, I did a dream sequence to get a charm to honor Todd, who played McGill. We're going to retroactively change that a little bit. I'm going to say that you guys got on board. You guys are doing because it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys are having about an hour to 2 hour rest. The captain has actually offered you guys the officer's cabin, which has 6 beds in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds in it. And that is not for Plunkrawk or Snow because they are considered crew at this point. But the rest of the characters get the officer cabin, and it was a thank you for helping the merchants aboard the ship to survive
for them.
to survive everything that happened. That hour or two has now come to, let's say it was 2 hours. You guys kind of licking your wounds, taking toll of what you have, kind of wringing out all of your clothing and so on. But you guys have basically just stayed in the officer's quarters for the duration. That is on the main deck, just under the forecastle. Currently, Bolt, Aella, Gaziel, and Bacalhau are all in that room together. You all have basically what are cots, or hammocks that are suspended in that room. We can bring up that map, the camera there now, Julian, to show what is going on there. You guys just hanging out.
Master.
You're resting. Yeah, one sec. You're resting, and you guys have now. You feel a little bit more rested, and you're ready to potentially venture out into the rest of the ship. Yes, David.
I'd like to retroactively decline the offer to sleep in the officers' quarters and just tuck myself under the stairs if possible.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move him to the stairs, Josh. Thank you. All right. Do you have a preference of which sets of stairs you'd like to sleep under?
Nope.
Okay, just
No, I just
shove them
don't
under
think I
whatever.
would feel comfortable in those quarters.
Okay, fair enough. All right. The rest of you, you kind of look around. Some of you may have taken a quick nap. You're all a little sore, kind of stretching out the knots in your back, and just reflecting on the horror that just transpired. What do you guys do?
I walk over to that squeaky hammock and I spit on it.
They're all kind of squeaking.
Well, can we stop that one?
Yes, you kind of hold it, and the rest of them go. Yeah, welcome to life at sea. Although you're kind of used to it because you've been on ships for the
right.
For the.
But I usually have a can of WD-40 with me wherever I go.
Right. Yeah.
And this time I don't.
Yeah. No, not so much.
Okay.
Although this was like medieval fantasy, so it's like WD like 2.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
Quite at 40.
It's not quite.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Aella.
Somebody can go.
Yeah, it's Aella, Bolt, and Gaziel are in the room together.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything?
That was a little scary, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well,
Quite
I almost
terrifying.
Yeah.
see people. I did not expect that at all. And then the island disappeared.
I almost died. Yeah, that's right. To
Yes,
protect your lives.
me as well. And merchandise. I was there in a mission of business, you see. But I don't think I'll be able to do any business there anymore. It's very, very unfortunate.
What were you going there for?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. You see, I have a few wares of my own I need to sell, maybe, perhaps. And you see, one is putting together trinkets and different things. The material is a bit costly. So I felt I could maybe sell some of the things that I've invented for premium, if you will. But that's not going to happen anymore because, well, everybody's underwater.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
I like
that's
how
right.
you make a short story long.
Ooh,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
thank you.
You're very descriptive. I like that in a person.
I like how you like that.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? Are you feeling a little peckish? Do you want to go look around? Do you want to stay here? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I kind of want to meet some people on a ship. I'd like to get to know everybody here. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Walk around. Let's take an adventure.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are heading out of the room.
And before you do, I noticed you had a weapon that is, if I'm not mistaken, a boomerang.
I do. I do.
Would you mind if I inspected that just for a little while?
Like, took it with you, or like, did you just want to hold it?
Well, I'll hold it, but I'll hold it for just a little while, and I'll give it back. I promise.
He seems a little untrustworthy, but do what you want.
I am very protective of my boomerang. Do you have anything you can give me to hold in exchange?
Collateral. That's what they call it.
Yeah. What do I have that I might be able to? How about this this crossbow? I produce a crossbow from my items.
Okay.
I'm not there yet. We need to spend some more time together, and then maybe you can touch my boomerang.
Well, I was just. All right, that's fine. Yes.
All right. So as you guys prepare to kind of head out of the room, we're going to go to Snow and Plunkrawk. You guys are in your usual on your usual bedrolls in the lower deck, and you guys know that there's the main deck, then there's a lower deck, and then the hold is under that. The lower deck also doubles as a hold as well, and so there are crates and boxes that are interspersed amongst this area as well. You both have bedrolls closer to the back of the cabin, of the lower deck area, and this is basically the lower deck is where everyone just kind of all the rest of the crew kind of set up their bedrolls and their sleeping areas, and they kind of sleep in and amongst the crates and the boxes and kind of make their way, make themselves at home in that area. You do see Borth sitting at a table in the middle of the room, and he's actually playing, as you know, he loves games of chance. He's playing a game of chance with, and you think maybe it's a card game, with the orange-haired boy and who else is there? And Delroy, actually. And they're kind of whooping it up. The only other person in the room is there's one of the other crew members at the far end of the cabin securing some crates.
Okay. So can I tell what Borth
it down
is
just
playing?
a bit because it's up a bit because it's showing. Give me a perception check. Just make sure it's not being covered by the other stuff.
That's a 14.
With a 14, you know that he likes a game called, it's the equivalent of what we would call Go Fish.
Okay. On his next request for a card,
Yeah.
I'll prestidigitate his requested card so that he gets it.
Okay, so that would require changing one of the cards in one of their hands?
Yeah, so it'll be either he gets the card from the pool of cards, which is in the middle, or when he requests it, the other person just will have it.
Right.
I'll transform the card into the one that he's asking for.
Okay. What's the range on Prestidigitation?
Good question. It is.
I think it's 10 feet.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're right now about 20 to 25 feet away.
Okay. So
behind some crates.
I'll walk up behind him without really him noticing, kind of staying a little bit sneaky.
Okay. So you're on the other side of him there. You can see that you're actually. So you're on the bottom right of the map there, where Josh is pointing to, and Borth is on the left of the table. The other guys are on the right.
So he's on the opposite side of the table.
Yeah. So he's facing you. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll come up close and like watch the show.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like watch them having fun.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
And then when he's requesting it, I'll cast Prestidigitation on one card.
He says, "I would like a 8 of hearts."
I immediately cast Prestidigitation to put it in the right. So the topmost from our map, the topmost player.
And I'm assuming it does have a verbal and somatic component?
It has a verbal and somatic
Okay,
component.
I'd like you to make, go ahead.
I'll go, and just point to the card's hand, to the hand holder.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check as you do your somatic movement.
Okay. That is a 17.
Okay, and he has asked Delroy if he has it. And so you're changing one of the cards in Delroy's hand.
Yep.
Okay, he goes, "Nah, man, wait a second. I don't understand what... Here it is." And he pulls it out and he gives it to him, like really super confused. Looks back down at his hand, doesn't quite understand what's going on.
Okay. And lasts for 1 hour.
Okay. Brandon.
Yep.
Would you like to do anything? You know, go ahead.
How long have we been here at this point?
So now it's about 4. I'm going to say you guys rested for a couple hours, so it's about the equivalent of about 4 p.m. The sun sets around between 8 and 9, and so you still have some time, but you know that you're eating into your dinner prep time.
Right. So having sufficiently groomed myself, to make sure my fur is all back in place where it's supposed to be and clean and everything, because I don't like being dirty. I will see what Plunkrawk is doing.
Yeah.
Well, not see, but
what
hear Plunkrawk is doing.
Yeah. So you, Are you going to move, or are you just going to stay where you are?
I'll move up till about maybe 7 feet behind Plunkrawk.
Okay. So you're
cocked in his direction.
Yeah, you kind of heard him walk over. He wasn't hiding it in any way. And so you kind of follow his footsteps in the creeks. You can hear that they're obviously playing a card game, and that's all you're catching at the moment.
All right. Yeah. So it doesn't seem like there's anything there that would have caught my interest at all. I'll head off to the kitchen then, get started on dinner, because there's a lot of people to feed. Yeah. The galley is across the deck there. Basically the door on the left, closest to the bow. All right. Of the ship. All right. It's going to be a seafood gumbo today. Nice. It's been cooking for a little while. Yeah. So just letting it kind of going to finish it off. Yeah.
Do you say that out loud, Brandon? That it's a seafood gumbo?
No, I didn't. But if there's a reason why you would want me to, I can find a reason to say it.
I'm curious if you're announcing it to the crew down here.
Probably not, but I think people would know the smell. So maybe
so once you start,
people are talking about it. Yeah, it's amazing. So.
All right, so I will be the dice will be the judge of that, Brandon. I would like you. I think that's a good question. It's not necessarily performance. What would you be rolling? What would you say that you would roll for your cooking?
I was actually thinking performance.
Yeah, honestly. Performance. Okay, let's do it. That's what my gut set tells me.
Hey man, cooking is an art form.
A real Julia Child's approach to it.
Yeah.
So what you do? And it's a terrible Julia Child's, by the way.
Yes.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. You're still a little groggy from the day before. And I mean, gumbo, you're just throwing a bunch of stuff in a pot. You don't necessarily know how long the seafood's been there, so you're hoping it's fresh, but you're kind of doing your best given. And there's a lot on your mind. You've had a tough week.
I have been wanting to speak with Zelna again at some point.
And you've been wanting to speak to her as well, and she is. You have not seen her yet.
Okay. But I know she's on the ship.
But you do know she's on the ship. We're gonna go to Bacalhau now. Up on deck.
Yes.
So weird. So Bacalhau, you are all nuzzled up into your shell, and you kind of pop your head out because you're starting to feel a bit more rested at this point. And as you look across the deck, you see that the refugees have created makeshift shelters from the sun all across the deck of the Wavechaser. Those you saved during the raid are here, as well as a handful of others who managed to reach the ship before it left the dock. Currently, you see the farmer who Delroy was carrying kind of on his back here. You see the girl who was dancing sort of in the resort area. You also see the woman and her child and her 2 children who are on board, and they're kind of like, and they all look incredibly, pardon the pun, shell-shocked, as they obviously were not prepared for what happened yesterday, have lost their homes, have lost some of their families. They're all in pretty bad shape. You see a half-orc female, who gazes out over the waves, and you can see that she smiles as a dolphin kind of leaps out of the water and through the ship's wake. And up on the quarter deck, which is back at the back of the aft of the ship, you see a young male elf with pale green skin and watery kind of look to his eyes, is speaking to a female dwarf with a thick knotted beard at the ship's helm, and she is currently piloting the ship.
The girl has a beard?
Yeah, the dwarf. Yeah, dwarven females have beards. You are well aware of this. And there is a muscle-bound, handsome, dark-skinned man flirting with one of the refugees currently as well on the forecastle which is the front kind of upper deck.
Yeah.
And that's what you currently see.
Okay, so are the people up on the higher decks, are they kind of crew? Are there some crew? Is there anybody that looks like they're in charge?
Give me an insight check.
You betcha. It'll be a 21.
Yeah, with the 21, you can tell that the person piloting the ship and the person beside her are definitely crew. There is another crew member actually on the aft deck that is definitely a crew member, and he's kind of looking up at the sails, and he's communicating. And you look up actually, and there's another crew member in the crow's nest on the aft sail.
Okay, and back to that guy. So I want to make my way over to that guy. So as I walk by all the refugees, I'll just say, "Good morning, hello, nice to see you." Make my way to the back.
And they all kind of like look up at you wide-eyed, kind of like almost empty, glazed over sort of expression, still in shock.
Shell shock. And I'll say to this guy, "Hello, I'm looking for snow."
This human sailor, who's actually missing his left hand and is replaced with what you would imagine would be a hook, is standing there, and he kind of looks up down at you, and you can tell you've taken his attention away, and he says, "Aye, what'd you say?"
"I'm looking for snow. I like your hook."
Thanks. The blind guy, the blind tabaxi, is that what you're looking for?
Have you seen him?
Yeah,
I know
no.
he hasn't seen you.
No, he's probably in the galley.
How could I get there?
If you take the stairs in the middle of the deck down to the next deck, then to the bow, towards the bow of the ship, door on the left is the galley, door on the right is the privy. You want the galley.
Thank you very much. Is he doing any sort of work here? He's just talking to the guy in the sail?
Yeah, he's kind of, looks like he's like telling him, giving him directions as to what to do with one of the sails.
Do I notice any mess nearby? Anything that I can clean up before I go as a thank you?
Not really. He says, by the way, what's your name?
I'm Bacalhau.
Say again.
Bacalhau.
It's nice to meet you. My name's Lefty.
Nice. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, it's not that difficult to get, but I want to thank you for doing what you all did for us.
Why do you suppose the island sank?
Oh, heck if I know.
Heck if I know. And I'll just turn around and I'll walk towards the guy.
Okay, so you start down towards the galley. Back to the trio of Aella, Gaziel, and Bolt. You guys come out of the door, and you see everything that I just explained to Bacalhau. But you also see Bacalhau coming down the back aft stairs, and he's walking towards the front of the ship.
I feel like I sense a lot of tension on the ship, a lot of sorrow. Could I make a speech and inspire everyone?
Sure.
That we conquered something?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So you kind of step out and go ahead.
Yeah. I'd like to say, everybody, my name is Gaziel, and I'd like to say we conquered the hooligan, and we are on our way to better days. Better days. And everybody cheers, hopefully.
Give me a charisma check, please.
Oh, I'm high on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, you know what? You can add your persuasion modifier to that too.
Oh, my persuasion modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a 6.
Yeah. One guy on the back of the aft deck, you hear.
Can that be me, please?
Sure. Bacalhau is clapping as he comes down the stairs. And with that, you kind of get down from the boat, the rowboat that you're on top of, and
appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Sorry, your island sank.
Didn't quite go as well as you had hoped. Aella and Bolt.
Well, better not. I blame the dog. Better luck next time. Okay, so are we up already?
Yeah, so you guys just came out of the door. Basically, the deck that you're on, the room that you were in, is on the same level as the main deck. Melanie.
Yeah?
Oh, that was for you.
I know, I heard you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Can I walk over to the lefty hook guy?
Sure. So he's up on, and he's kind of pointing. He's back at the back of the ship on top.
I see. It was too far away to go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, not too far away. You can go wherever you want.
Okay, so I want to walk over to him, and I just want to ask him if he needs any help with the sails.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
May I help
the conversation here is just intriguing.
Thanks.
Would you like any help with your sails?
I think we're okay. We're just retying one of the lashes. We're fine, thank you.
Okay, well then I just turn around and I shrug my shoulders because that's not at all what I wanted to happen, and I just walk back to my friends.
Okay, and you do recognize what you know as a sea elf who is standing beside Heidi. Sorry, you don't know the dwarven woman at the helm. You do recognize her, and you do recognize Bacalhau and some of the other refugees, but that's pretty much everyone that you recognize here on the deck.
All right, so I want to. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So we're anything you want to do, Bolt, on deck?
I do want to go downstairs and see if I can find where any cannons might be.
Okay. So you did notice that there weren't any cannon ports on this ship, even though there are on the model.
Okay, I'll go up to.
But you do see, but you do see two ballista off the aft of the ship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go straight to where those are.
Okay. So you kind of pass everyone, and you pass Aella comes down the stairs beside you. You kind of scoot past her up to the back. Dilyu kind of watches as you go, which again is the sea elf. And Heidi also, she kind of looks at you and she nods. No change in expression. And you can tell that they're having a conversation. Lefty kind of watches you as you go too, kind of wide-eyed. And you approach the two ballista. What do you do?
Okay. Keeping my hands like behind my back.
Yep.
Just sort of regular inspector looking. I'm just going to inspect the whole weapon itself and just to see what I can learn from it.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Investigations 14.
Okay. What are you trying to glean from it?
Just to see how it works, how it fires, what kind of ammo it uses.
Yeah. So it's a standard ballista. You're kind of familiar with them. They are like large, massive crossbows. They have this almost like a rope that is pulled back, and there are typically large, almost like harpoon-like bolts that are placed in them, and they fire. But you don't see any of the ammunition here currently.
Okay. Can I just turn to Lefty?
Yeah.
And I'll say...
He's getting all the attention.
Excuse me.
We're just trying to fix a sail. Yes.
Okay. Carry on. I'll go to whoever's next to him. Is there someone?
Yeah. So right beside him is a dwarven woman who has a long braid in her beard, and she is piloting the ship. Right beside her is a green-skinned elven character.
Okay, I'll ask the greenskin elven character.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just a quick question, if it's all right.
Yeah, but yes, but of course.
And just gesturing back towards the ballista, where do you keep the ammunition for these weapons?
Why do you ask?
Well, I'm a bit of an inventor myself, and so I was just looking to see if there's any sort of, I don't know, anything I can learn from these massive weapons. Very impressive, aren't they?
Yes, they are. We keep them in the armory hold. They're locked away in the armory.
Locked away in the armory.
Yes.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, well, but of course.
Right, well, I'll let you do whatever you were doing.
Yeah, we were just having a conversation.
Oh, my mistake. I didn't realize. Hello, hi.
Again, this dwarven woman kind of looks at you and she nods sternly and goes back to piloting the ship.
Yes, very good. Well, I'll just be off then, and I'll just start walking down the stairs.
Okay. All right, back to Snow and Plunkrawk. They finish their game. Both goes, oh, well, that was fun. I win again.
And I'll just do a little cackle from the corner.
You are a strange little one.
I'm
trying to channel Matt Lillard. It's difficult. He's one of a kind.
Fine. So then I'll pull back to my bedroll and I'll just start playing a tune on my uke, on my lute.
Okay.
My lute.
Okay.
Okay. Sweet home Palma Flora, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Palma Flora, I hope we're coming back to you, but maybe not. And I just play. I just keep like humming in the background for a little while.
Yeah.
Singing this tune to myself, trying to potentially gather a few people who might put some pennies in my case ahead of me.
Okay.
A few coins. Sorry, coppers, silvers, golds.
I like it. So Delroy kind of turns around and is like, yeah, man, keep it going, you know another one. And he starts shaking his hips. And Bacalhau, at this point, you actually come down the stairs. And you are greeted by this sound as you're kind of coming down the stairs. Go ahead. Other stairs. Go ahead.
Yeah, so... Who's going ahead? I will say.
I think Dave's muted. That's why. I think he was trying to.
Could be that he's muted.
No, still muted.
Yeah. So I'll nudge my foot towards my case and kind of push it out with my clawed foot.
Yeah.
To like give a sign to people like.
So currently it's only Borth and the other two. Borth looks at him and goes, well done, lad. And he like tosses a coin and gets it right in the case. Dave, you back? Nope. Still not hearing you. Yeah. Bacalhau comes down the stairs. But he's currently drowned out by your singing. And he kind of turns towards you. And this is going to be fun, actually. He comes down and he starts to dance. And he pops his head out in and out of the shell. And just like really kind of like... as you play.
I just stopped plugging my head.
Oh, there you go. So what do you do after you start dancing, David?
Okay, I'll dance for like a moment.
Yeah.
And as he's singing, I'll just kind of interrupt and say, "Hey, have you seen snow? Excuse me, I'm looking for snow." And if he doesn't stop, I'll just keep going.
Yeah, so Plunkrawk shakes his head. He doesn't know. Borth says, "Aye, lad, don't you smell that? He's in the galley."
Oh, thank you. Heck if I know.
And he points behind you to the door.
I'll walk towards the door where the smell's coming from.
Okay.
But I want to make sure I use heck if I know, because I just learned that phrase from Lefty.
Right. Got it. Okay, so you enter the galley, and Snow, you hear the door open behind you, and in walks Bacalhau.
Yes, who is that?
Good morning, friend.
Ah, yes, my friend. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm so glad you have found me. Thank you. Thank you so much for the ride.
You're more than welcome. It's the least I could do for my friend. How does the food smell? Because I don't want to meta.
Yeah. Give me a perception check on that one.
17.
Yeah, with a 17, quite good, quite good. Yeah.
That smells amazing. I didn't know you were such a great cook.
Thank you. Well, I had to ply some sort of a trade to pay my way on this vessel. There's a reason they keep me around, and this is pretty much it. You didn't, by chance, happen to keep any of that giant crab that we killed, did you?
No, I haven't bought any pockets.
I appreciate it, and I suppose I understand. Wait, no pockets?
I don't wear much. I wear these cloth, which holds up my belt, which holds up my component pouch, but that's about it. I wear a shell, so I don't need clothes.
A shell. Interesting. What sort of shell is this?
But Portal, you were on top of me.
Right. Yes. That's true. I suppose it's, it's been a very long couple of days. Well, anyway, I'm fascinated. You don't need to wear clothing.
Don't think I need to. I've never worn clothing.
Well, I don't hear gasps from people when you walk in the room, so.
How do you choose what to wear?
Well, I have many ways of being able to tell my clothing apart. I sometimes will use pins in the shoulders, so I know which item to match with what. But for the most part, I tend to wear many of the same things day to day.
How do you know?
Well, look around my kitchen here. Take a look at my kitchen. See, look at my spices over here. Do you notice that each of the containers has different numbers of twine tied around? See this one? This is salt. It has three strings of twine. Yes? Yes, and over here is the pepper. It has 2. And so on. You look around my space, everything is in its place, yes? And everything is marked so that I can tell it apart. The same goes with my clothing and all of my items that I carry on my person, yes?
Very impressive.
Well, thank you very much. I must say that you are very impressive as well. I don't usually trust people right away, but with you, I trust you, and I cannot rightfully tell you why.
I would do anything for my friend. You're my only friend.
Well, perhaps that is why. Can I tell how honest he's being?
Give me an insight check.
All right. Okay, that is an 18.
How honest are you being, David, with an 18?
Entirely honest. I have no friends.
There's no deception. There's no.
That's good with you. I literally have never had a friend.
Okay. Well, sir, then that is probably why I trust you so much. There is a sweetness, an innocence about you, and for some reason, I enjoy your company more than most. So thank you very much for coming into my life when you did.
A solitary salty tear rolls down my turtly face.
All right. Plunkrawk, from behind you, you hear the door open to one of which you know are the guest/brig rooms. There's two of them at the aft of the ship. And out walks Garrett, who you recognize from the island, with a young boy, a young blonde kind of boy. The boy is still, he clings to Garrett incredibly close, and kind of like almost hides behind him, almost inseparable. And he walks up to the stairs that are right beside you, and he starts to head up to the deck. The rest of you see Garrett emerge right basically in front of where you are there, Aella. And you recognize Garrett, obviously, J-Money, from Palmaflora. And as he comes up, he kind of stretches. The open sea. And he kind of cracks his neck, and this boy is clinging kind of to his leg. And you recognize this boy from the island as well. He kind of starts to look around, and he looks at you, and he says, "Well, hello. I'm glad we both made it. I'm happy."
You're talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jarrett or Jared? Sorry.
Two T's.
People are gonna hear me, hate me.
Aella,
hey, Jarrett.
right?
Yes. Yes, I'm Aella.
I couldn't forget.
Did you know you have a little boy tied to your leg?
Yes. This is Gregory. He lost his parents back at the island, and I have taken it upon myself to take care of him until I can find him a home.
That's really cool of you.
It's the least I can do.
Should we go find him somewhere to rest?
We have a room downstairs. He's been resting now. He wants to see the ocean.
Okay. Well, do you want to go and explore the ship with me?
It's possible. I am actually looking for the quartermaster. Do you know who that is?
No idea. Should I know?
Give me an insight check.
13 and 3, 16.
Yeah. So as a 16, you spent a lot of time aboard ships, and you've noticed that Borth has been kind of functioning as what you imagine a quartermaster would be.
All right, I know who that is. I can show you.
Oh, why, thank you.
All right, so then I go and walk up to...
Okay, so you don't see Borth up here. You guys head under deck, basically to the lower deck, and you see that Borth is standing at a table. Delroy and the other teenage boy have now gone up deck. So basically they went up when they came down. Yeah. And Borth is standing at a table, and he's putting away some cards that he's playing at the table. And he says, "Aye, Blue One, how are you, lass?"
And I know him by his name.
You've heard his name, yelled and screamed, but you guys haven't had necessarily a conversation since all of this went down.
All right, well, I get really excited, though, and I'm like, Borth! And I lift my hand up, and a gust of wind blows all the cards off the table. And I'm like, oh, shoot, sorry. I get overly excited.
Oh. Dilio, come clean this up.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I wanted to introduce you to my friend Garrett.
Yes.
And the little kid attached to his leg.
I can see that. Yeah. And Garrett walks up to him, and he says, Borth, may I have some time to speak to you about something? I seek something that I believe came on this ship to Palmaflora that I would like to purchase. And Borth says, well, of course, come with me. And they kind of start to walk off kind of to the back of the ship.
Can I follow them like secretively?
Yeah, give me a stealth check. Yeah.
I want to hear the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's only a 7.
Okay. So, I mean, the floorboards are really creaky here. But you kind of like come back and Jarrett kind of looks back at you. And you stop, but you stop kind of, so they're just going to go back to that room there. No, like not in the room, but just the back of the hallway. Yeah. And they're going to chat there, and you can put her kind of around. So you kind of dip around the corner, and I'd like you to give me a perception check to see if you can hear what they're saying.
Okay.
Hey, Jay.
Yep.
Just while Jarrett and Gregory were still on the top deck,
yeah,
I would have heard him introduce Gregory and what happened to his parents.
Yeah. Yep, you would have. From where you are, where are you? Yes, you're on the top. You were coming down, I guess, the stairs as that was happening. Sure, you heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sorry, guys, feel free to interject in turns. I'm kind of like just focusing on parts of the ship. But if you guys want to do certain things, don't wait till I come back to you necessarily. You guys can feel free to interject. Go ahead.
I'm just going to stay on the top deck and look for any kind of tiny, small item that I can kind of take.
Take. Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
While he's doing that...
21.
Okay. With a 21, you see a little pile of, they look like shipping nails. So like little, they're sharpened on both ends, kind of like a cribbing spikes, over by one of the masts on the ground.
Okay.
And they're about maybe 4 inches long.
I'll go over to them. I'll pick one up and I'll put it in my pocket and I'll go below deck all the while, sort of tinkering with it.
Okay. Okay. Nobody seems to notice.
So Bolt, you're coming below deck?
Yeah. So you seeing all this Plunkrawk. So you saw Aella to your right, who kind of stopped, and she's kind of standing by the wall, pretending like she's not listening, but you can tell she's trying to listen to the conversation that's happening down the hallway. And Bolt, you saw Bacalhau go into the galley, the door closed behind him, and then Bolt's coming down the stairs at this point too.
Okay, so I'll just follow Bolt.
Okay, the other stairs. And then you follow. You'll follow Bolt. Okay, so Bolt comes. He comes down. He's basically right beside you.
Yep. So I'll be like, ow, and then I'll pull my fist to my mouth.
Yep.
And point to him and go, what are you doing? And cast message.
Yep. And you hear this voice.
Oh, it's you. Would I know what direction
Yeah, give me a perception check on that. Yeah.
Perception. 13.
Yeah, with a 13, he's right beside you, and you can see kind of him point at you, and then he does this thing, and you can tell that he's trying to communicate with you.
Okay, so I'll look over and hello. Yes, it's you, isn't it? I'm just putting together a little something, a little, I don't know, just a little something, just a little something.
Just a little something. I'm putting together just a little something. I'm putting together just a little something. What?
You're very good at that, aren't you?
Oh, you're very good at that, aren't you? You're very good at that, aren't you? You're very good at that, aren't you?
I don't know if you're just copying me or complimenting what I'm doing.
Complimenting what I'm doing.
Oh, you're complimenting what you're doing.
And I'll just nod a yes.
From around,
at this point,
go ahead.
At this point, you get a real sense like Plunkrawk actually likes mimicking people to the degree that he's impressive. Yes, indeed, he is that impressive.
I say, do you do an impression of everyone you meet?
Do you do an impression of everyone you meet?
I don't think I. Oh, There you go. I'm starting to understand. Yes.
Yes.
That's very good, actually.
Very good, actually.
Question: what's the hardest impression that you do?
Jerry Seinfeld. That's a joke. Hardest impression that I do. What's the hardest impression that I do? What's the hardest impression?
Fair enough.
I don't know.
I'm just filled with embarrassment.
Yep.
So I'd like to disappear and go eat something because I've had a rough last couple of days.
Yeah, so you can.
I smell the smell. It's wafting through the.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, so you head down one deck, and you come into the scene that we're talking about right now, and you can kind of tell that the smell is coming from a room that has a nameplate above it that says galley.
Yeah, I wanna walk into that room.
Okay. You walk into that room and you meet Bacalhau and Snow standing there.
Oh, hello. I forget your names, but I think we were all in battle together. Hello.
Hello.
Is my mic working now?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. What is your name again?
I'm Gaziel. I was just very hungry and I smelled something very delicious coming through the ship, and I just thought, hey, I'm gonna go downstairs and eat something.
Well, certainly, I accept that compliment. It is not quite ready yet. However, the more the merrier here in my kitchen. Just don't get in my way. That is all I ask. Allow me to do what I do, and you will probably be one of the first served, okay?
All right, yeah. To anything that I can help with at all. Have some time.
I like to do this sort of thing by myself. You know what they say about cooks in the kitchen? It's better to have one. However, spectators, it's okay.
All right, I just watch you, I guess.
Right.
That's what I'm doing.
And with that, I have a bowl with some shrimp in it, and I pass it back. One thing you can do, can you tell me if this smells like it's okay?
Yeah,
Yes, I thought so too.
I suppose.
And I throw it in. Just finishing this up.
Yum.
Yes, indeed. Tell us about yourself there, Gaziel.
Well, I was just on vacation at Palma Flora, and I was looking to have a very relaxing time, and unfortunately, that's not the case. I got injured quite badly, and now I'm here, just trying to recover from that entire battle that we experienced.
Certainly, of course. You were able to take a vacation there, yes?
I mean, yeah, I got to relax for a couple of days. I guess that counts.
Certainly. You know, it can be quite expensive to take a vacation there, you know.
Yes, I'm only a halfling paladin, and I don't own a lot, but I do really enjoy the people. That's what makes a vacation a vacation.
Of course.
I also don't own a lot, but I don't know if I like people. You're okay.
Oh, that makes me quite happy that we could be friends.
Are we friends? You would be my second friend.
Oh, you have a first friend, is that right?
Yes, let it be known I was the first.
Snow is my only friend, but you could be my second friend.
I'd love to enter this trio.
Then you will be my second friend, Gaziel.
I'm honored, thank you.
Bacalhau.
Nice to meet you, Bacalhau. I think we have a good friendship starting here.
Yes, indeed. Good things happen in this kitchen.
Okay, so we go back to the aft part of the deck and the lower deck. And Aella, I'd like you to give me a perception check, please.
Sure. Oh, we did that. So I got 18.
With an 18. With an 18, you actually hear the conversation actually quite clearly, even though Garrett is speaking in hushed tones. And you hear him say, well, I am looking for... I was told to ask, do you spice? And Borth says, what? What are you talking about, boy? He says, okay, how do I say this? And it's funny he called him boy because Jared is clearly older than him. He says, I am under the understanding that you brought some spice from Marquette and you were going to sell it in Palma Flora. Is that correct? And Borth says, well, yes, of course. We sold it in Flora Isle. We crossed the land bridge and sold it with the captain days ago. He says, oh, that is unfortunate. I was going to take some back with me to Taldore. Do you have any left? Borth says, well, the captain does keep a case for herself. He says, I would be willing to pay top dollar for some fusaka if you have it. We'll have to speak to the captain. Follow me. And they start to kind of walk down past the hallway where you are, and they walk past you, and you're kind of like, as they kind of walk by, unassumingly.
Okay, so I'm perplexed by this spice thing and why anybody would want to have spice.
Yeah.
And I just kind of pin it in my brain, and I just walk away, and I want to walk to where more people are. So bring me to where more people are.
Yeah. So there are definitely more people above deck on the main deck than there are down here.
So I want to go where the people are.
That's good.
Jay, was I around? Where did this conversation happen?
You were about 25 to 30 feet from that conversation.
Okay, can I try to hear it?
Yeah, with disadvantage.
Okay. What would that be?
Perception.
Okay, awesome. That is a giant old wrong die. Sorry. That is a 15 plus perception is 4, so 19.
19. Wow, with a disadvantage?
Oh, sorry, forgot to roll the second time. Crap. 18.
Wow. Okay.
That's good.
Yes, you actually heard most of the conversation.
Okay. I want to commit to memory.
Yeah.
The phrase.
Do you spice?
Yes. Okay. All right. So they go right up to the stairs, and they go straight up the stairs where Bolt, you are currently at the foot, and Jarrett, this little boy, and Borth head up to the main deck. You also head up to the main deck, Aella?
Yeah, please. Okay. Yep.
Can I stop Gregory on his way?
Yeah. So you say, what do you say?
I'll stoop down on one knee and I'll say, may I just have just a quick moment of your time?
Hi, Bolt.
Hi. Oh, yes. It's very good to see you again.
Yes.
I was very sorry to hear about what happened.
Me too.
I was around your age, you see, when I lost my family, and I thought this might cheer you up and might bring you some joy in these hard times. And it is one of the nails that I have used magical tinkering on.
Yep.
To cause it to glow.
Oh, cool.
In a 5-foot radius, and then dim for additional 5. And so it was like a glowing nail.
Wow. How did you do that?
Yeah, so well, it's a few things you learn along the way. But don't worry.
A few things you learn along the way.
Yes. Anyway, yes. Hopefully, it brings you a little bit of light in these very dark times.
Oh, thank you so much. And you can see that he's kind of, when it distracted him, this brilliant light, and he walked. Jarrett continued up the stairs, and he kind of notices Jarrett just going. He's like, thank you, Bolt, thank you, and he runs up after him.
Careful, it's sharp. It's a little sharp. Okay, good.
Oh, good. Goodbye.
Nailed it.
All right. So you guys go up. Most of you are up deck now. Bolt, Plunkrawk. Anything you guys want to do before we move on?
I'll just stay by Bolt.
Okay. Bolt.
Yeah, I'll just have a seat at that table and sort of think about the good I just did.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So you guys just hang out together. Okay. The rest of you kind of are up above on the upper deck now. The kind of well-muscled dark gentleman is at the bow of the ship, and he's looking out on the waves, and you can see he's got a map, and he's kind of contemplating something. He kind of folds it up, kind of puts it at his side. There is the half-orc. She's still kind of looking at the dolphins that are jumping in and out of the waves on the side of the ship there. And you can tell she doesn't know the crew. She's part of the crew, but you can tell she might be new. Is kind of the perception that you're getting from her, Aella. Farmer Bill still kind of sits up against the boat that is the rowboat that is in the middle of the deck. Dilyu and the sea elf and the dwarf are still at the helm, and Lefty has now left, and he is no longer up there, and neither is the other crew member yet. And up walks Garrett, Gregory close behind him with Borth. They cross the deck and they go in through the door at the front of the ship. Sorry, at the back of the ship. Sorry. The aft door that leads under the quarterdeck. And they close it behind them. Any of you do anything? No. Go ahead. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
So Jay, I've passed a note over to Bolt.
Yeah.
I've written a prepared statement.
Okay.
And I just pass it over to him, and on it says something. Could you say that out loud for me, Adam?
It's on. Oh, where am I seeing?
It's in the chat there. It's in the
chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. A I X B C D E A D C.
I'm writing a note, and as he's speaking the consonants of the alphabet in his voice,
yeah,
I'm starting to formulate how to speak with his voice.
Huh, interesting.
So that I can then mimic him in almost scenario anyone, so that I can now own his voice. So I'm basically getting him to recite the alphabet out loud to me.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling an Ursula on me.
Give me a straight intelligence check, Joel, to be able to kind of retain how much you're able to retain.
Just a straight intelligence check?
Yeah.
Okay. That is my intelligence is so that's a 17 plus 2 plus 1, so 18.
Wow. Okay. With an 18, you're catching most of it.
Okay.
That was F G. What? A. I'm sorry. What was this about?
What's this about? I can now mimic most of what you say in your voice, no less. Delightful. You say delightful a lot.
It was delightful.
Delightful.
Is that true? Is that now you have? Because that's a very good impression. Now, have I just given this to you?
You've allowed me to take on your voice and learn the way that you speak.
I suppose if I can be of any kind of help, I guess it's fine. But I guess I haven't asked you. What is your name?
Oh, my name is Plunkrawk.
Plunkrawk.
Plunkrawk. Yeah, yes, my name is Plunkrawk.
All right, well, nice to meet you, / me, Plunkrawk.
Nice to meet you, / me, Plunkrawk.
All right. So for the sake of brevity, we are nearing dinner time, and the gumbo starts to circulate. Are there any other interactions that you want to have throughout dinner with any of the people that I've mentioned, any of the refugees or the crew, as you're eating?
Yeah, with my newfound voice, I'm gonna go to the galley where Snow has prepared the meal.
Mm-hmm.
Walk in and say to him,
Snow, yes, I was wondering if you had the chance to tell us perhaps what this adventure is all about. Why are you on this ship? Why were you on this ship? Other than the island sinking, why are we all here?
Well, I am here to cook. That is what I do. Yes. Unless you mean more, what is the ship doing out here? We are simply conducting trade. Just trade. Nothing more. As far as I know, we picked up some spices not that long ago, and perhaps some will make their way into my kitchen if I'm able to sneak a bit. But yes, just delivering things from here to there. Yes.
Give me a perception check. Sorry, give me a perception check, Snow.
Perception check?
Yeah. And Joel, can you give me a performance check as well?
Sure.
18.
That is a 4.
Okay.
Oh, actually, sorry, performance. That is a 9.
Okay, so with the 9, you're getting, even though you retained quite a bit of it, you're getting about a 50% ability to kind of deliver the voice.
He can't really 100%. I'm not mimicking him perfectly.
Yeah, so I mean, I love what you're doing. It's awesome, actually. But I guess what I'd say is that you're conveying 50% of it. So break it 50% if that makes sense. And then Snow, you realize that at first it sounds like Bolt has walked in, the Dragonborn, but all of a sudden it's coming from much lower to the ground, and not quite, like almost like, again, a little broken in its sentence structure.
That's so cool.
And you're not quite sure what's going on, but you can tell it's not Bolt, but you know it's somebody who's trying to pretend that they're Bolt.
I'm not sure I've actually spoken to Bolt yet. If I remember right, I don't think I've actually met Bolt yet. However, I think I did hear him speak maybe at one point.
We were on the same team during the tug of war.
Yeah,
that's true. We were. Okay, that's good enough then. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on a second. I hear the voice of Bolt, but you smell
like a wet bird.
Would I be able to tell that is Plunkrawk? Yeah?
Like a wet bird. Yeah.
I would jump in and just say, "That's the little bird you had earlier."
Well, I would have to say my ears deceive me, but my nose does not. What is going on, my bird friend?
I'd also like to introduce myself.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Gaziel. Nice to meet you, bird. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Plunkrawk. Gaziel.
Gaziel's my second friend.
Yes, I'm his second friend.
Gaziel's my second friend.
Oh, I'm your second friend too.
Yours too.
That's quite fun.
And at this point, I'm gonna try to convey some kind of conversation with them. Go,
yes, I was talking to Bolt, the dragon, and
and I can't get some words together. Sorry, guys, I can't get the words together. But I am trying to say like,
why are we here? What is our purpose? What is it that we are all meant to do?
Well, that is a very existential question.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah.
If I know.
Heck if I know. Heck if I know.
Does anyone have a sense of who we should be talking to? Perhaps the captain or someone on the ship who could lead us to our destination, or at least to an understanding of what we're supposed to do.
Destination? The ship will take us there, honestly. But what is it that you're looking for? I believe everyone here is just waiting it out.
Good things come to those who wait. Don't you know that?
This is true, Gaziel.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, why do you believe that the island sank?
Well,
that is...
what might I know about this sort of thing?
Yeah. You know that your sister... How do I do this without revealing too much? Your sister was after something.
Yes.
An item.
Yes.
Turtle, no doubt.
But...
I'm aware.
But you don't... You know that it wouldn't have caused what happened. That they seem unlinked. So you're not actually quite sure why it would have sank.
Okay, so no deception rule required.
No.
I certainly I don't believe I've heard of any stories of this sort of thing happening before, but maybe it was a plot of the creatures that we had fought. Perhaps they found some way to bring the ocean in terrible methods to in fact swallow up an entire island.
An entire island?
Yes, the sad thing for sure, I shall miss those drinks.
Miss those drinks.
Indeed. Is that what you are looking for? Is that the answer you sought, my friend Bacalhau? It's the best I can give you.
Suppose.
I am sorry. There's only so much I know. I am a wise fellow, but there's only so far that takes me. Do you understand?
You are a wise fellow.
Thank you, my friend. And you, sir, are wonderful.
Let's go above deck to Aella. Aella, you are standing beside, kind of on the same side as the half-orc female. And as you look out to where she's looking, again, a dolphin jumps out of the waves and goes back in. And she turns to you, she says, majestic, aren't they?
Beautiful, yeah.
It's almost like I can hear what they're saying.
And what are they saying?
They're happy. They're happy to be here. They're curious as to why we're here.
Why are we here?
That's a good question. What is your name?
Shouldn't you know that?
No, we've never met. This is the first time I've seen you. You're extraordinary, though. Your face is beautiful, blue. I've only seen that tone in tieflings, and what without sounding too rude, what are you?
I'm an air genasi.
Oh, I've only heard of the creatures like you, and from genies, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. I'd love to learn more.
Can you speak to the dolphins?
I have a knack for it, yes.
And they're happy in the water. They don't sense any trouble from the island going down.
No, and I don't even know if they know. I I don't want to tell them. I don't want to ruin their mood.
Well, where are we going?
The captain hasn't told us yet. She tends to kind of keep to herself until she's decided. My understanding, she's given us orders to kind of bide our time and circle until we've come up with a plan. Nobody foresaw what happened at Flora Isle.
Where is she?
In her quarters. And she looks over at the door to the back room cabin where Garrett and Borth went.
What kind of person is she? Is she nice?
I'm fairly new to the crew. Just came on board not long ago. She's tough. She's stern, but capable.
I think I'm going to go in and go in her direction and see what she's like.
All right.
And I go that way.
Okay. So you turn and you start heading towards the door.
Yeah.
All right. As you're kind of approaching the door, Borth and Garrett come out, and through it you can see a bit of a captain's quarters through the door before it closes behind them. And they kind of stop and they see you, and Borth says, "Ah, where are the rest of your companions?"
I have no idea.
They must
be eating.
Ah, yes, I can smell. And you can see that some of the refugees are like digging into the bowls of gumbo on the deck. The captain would like to speak to you and your companions, those that have come on board, that helped back in Flora Isle.
We have to go together?
After dinner, yes. She wants to see all of you.
Okay. Okay, and I give up my my curiosity to go and meet with her now, and I'll walk back to find everybody else.
Okay. You walk below deck, and everybody's just kind of hanging out on crates and in corners on the lower deck. Some people are eating up above.
Yeah.
You all kind of meet in the center as Bacalhau and Gaziel and Snow kind of come out of the galley, and you meet them. Plunkrawk and Bolt are still kind of in the lower deck. Go ahead.
Me again?
Yep.
Okay. I want to go and into the kitchen.
Yep. So they've come out. So Snow and Bacalhau and Gaziel have just emerged from the galley, from the kitchen, and as you're coming down the stairs. And now all of you are in the same room.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey guys. How was the food?
It was excellent.
The shrimp was off, but it's fine.
Was there any left?
So a little bit left. We have fed more than usual today, as you must understand. Have you eaten?
No, I haven't eaten. I was just kind of upstairs trying to figure out what we're doing and where we were going. I overheard a curious conversation, and I'll tell you about that later, but the captain wants to see us later tonight. So I think we should, everybody. So I think we should figure out what time and go and have a talk with the captain.
It may not be best to keep her waiting. She called for us immediately?
No, tonight. After dinner?
Yeah, after dinner. After you're done eating.
I'm quite curious. This is going to be an interesting conversation.
So I'm holding 2 bowls of the gumbo.
Yep.
One that I've got for Zelda, and one that was for myself, but I'll pass it on to Aella.
Yeah.
And I've got some sticks of sugar cane that I had grabbed for Bacalhau, and so I give a stick of sugar cane to my friends as well.
Okay.
Plunkrawk and Gaziel and Bacalhau.
Thank you.
Just a little dessert to help settle the tummy in case the spice is too much, you know.
This is the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me.
Spice was a little much, wasn't it? Wouldn't have to have another one of those lying around.
Is that you, Bolt?
Yes, you recognize my voice?
I do. In fact, I'm hearing it a lot today. Here, I do have extra with me. This was going to be mine. I will give it to you, my friend.
No, Snow. I can share mine. I want to bite mine in half and hand half of mine towards Bolt. I'll just...
Oh, yes, thank you. He's already taken care of it. As I remember you, though. I say to Bacalhau, you were my friend from the other day. You helped me retrieve the harpoon.
I've already got 2 friends.
Wait, well, no, you see, I was your friend yesterday.
So, were you my second friend?
Well, I don't know who's ahead of me, but how long have you had 2 friends already?
All day.
Just today?
I'm just like looking between Gaziel and him. I don't know what to do. I don't know how many friends I have now.
Seems to me like, however many you have, I was number 1.
Now, hold on. I take exception. I'm very proud of the fact that I was his first friend. I believe it was me.
I don't know.
Well, answer me this then, Snow. How many sugar canes has he split with you?
I'm gonna slowly creep into my shell and just lay down onto the ground.
And just kind of rolls.
Just sink in, and then whichever way I tip over, that's how I'm gonna stay. I don't know what to do with all these friends.
I guess actually I don't know that he's even done this.
Yeah, no. He's just kind of like rocking in his shell back and forth as the boat, and a wave comes and he kind of tumbles once and then kind of rocks.
Well then, Bolt, you keep in mind that sugarcane you have is because of my friendship with him. If my friendship with him did not exist, then you would not have it as well. But look, hey, we don't have to compete. Huh? At least we can all be friends with such a wonderful being, yes?
At least we can all be friends with such a wonderful being, yes?
Oh.
Sorry, Echo?
Oh, yes. Yes, I've come to recognize another friend who seems to like mimicking everybody.
Right.
Plunkrawk!
And I'm going to stay inside until it quiets down a bit, and then I'll slowly come back out. I'm not even going to address the friendship issue. I'm just going to let it go.
Okay. Brandon, you know, too, that you haven't seen Zilna since you got back on the ship.
Okay. I was going to try and sneak away to find her in her usual place.
Yep.
Would I have looked for her there already?
No, probably not. You just realized now, as you were going to take her some food, she has one of the guest cabins that doubles as a brig as well at the aft of the lower deck where you're on right now.
All right. My friends, just give me 10 minutes. I will be back 10, maybe 15 minutes, 20 tops, no more than 25, okay? I'll be back.
All right.
So I go away with the bowl quickly to find Zilna.
Yeah. Okay, so you walk back to the room and you tap on the door, and you hear a voice say, yes, come in.
Does it sound like it's her?
Yep.
Okay, so I come in and I say, I will not be long, but I wanted to check to make sure that you are okay. I heard you made it back on the ship. Everything is well?
Yes, obviously a change of plans from what I initially was planning. I was going to settle in Palmaflora, but that is not what is meant to be. And so I guess we have some more time together.
Well, I do not mind if you do not. The training may continue, then?
Yes, of course.
Good, and as agreed, I will keep your secret as long as your training and your promise are met.
Of course.
Yes?
Yes. Meet me in the hold later this evening.
Later, yes. I have things to do first, but I will see you there. Here is your meal.
Thank you.
And enjoy it.
Thank you.
I'll get the bowl from you later, yes?
Of course.
Okay. And with that, I leave. and head back to the others.
All right, and you sense sadness in her that she was really looking forward to. She had a plan that has now changed.
I understand, but the selfish part of me doesn't care. So.
Yep, fair enough. All right, so okay, so you guys finish up your food, and I'm assuming you're heading to the captain's quarters, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you guys head up to the main deck, and who is leading the way here?
I'll go first because I know where to go.
Yeah. Okay, you go first. Snow, I'm assuming you're just kind of following behind. What's your kind of posture here?
My posture?
Like just in general, as you're approaching her cabin. This is your sister, of course. They probably don't know that actually, so nobody metagame that.
I'm gonna play up that none of them know that
Okay.
I'm related to the captain at all.
Okay.
So I'll just kind of follow behind.
Yeah.
Like a regular underling meeting the boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody but Plunkrawk and Snow have met the captain at this point. Even seen the captain at this point, actually.
Who's met the captain?
Well, Snow, because Snow and Plunkrawk, they were on the ship before. They came from this ship, and you guys just got on recently, right? So, just as
wait,
go ahead.
do we know that? Do I know that they know her? That they work?
They're members of the crew. You know they're members of the crew. You know that Snow is the cook, and Plunkrawk was on the ship before. But you don't necessarily, you don't know how long or how. You've never had that conversation with them. You just know that they're from the ship, so they must know the captain.
Okay.
Wherever Snow goes, I'm just kind of slightly behind him. Slightly behind him.
Okay.
Is the captain a relatively attractive-looking tabaxi?
Allow me to explain. You can zoom in a bit more than that, actually, as much as you can. Yeah, there you go. All right. You guys enter a fairly lavish captain's quarters. You do see that there is a bed in one corner, a desk to the left of it. You see that there is an armoire on the south wall there, and a large table with a number of chairs around it. And hunched over the table is a tabaxi with white fur and black spots, puzzling over a map pinned to its surface by a half-dozen knives and daggers. Several golden rings glisten on her paws as she traces potential paths through the ocean with her finger. She glances up at you with her emerald eyes as you open the door. Her feline face spreads into a sharp-toothed smile that is equal parts cheerful and equal parts unsettling. "Ah, welcome," she purrs. "You are the heroes from the pretty village, yes?"
I want to nudge Snow and describe her to him.
Okay.
Snow, it's another one like you. I could introduce you. And I'll just describe her physically to him. Like, she could be your mate. I'm looking for a mate.
And she kind of like, are you hiding this? How quiet are you how subtle are you being right now?
Like a 3/4 whisper.
Okay, so she's she kind of like looks over everyone at you, kind of like, and she kind of like, she says, "Welcome to the Wavechaser. We have much to discuss about the sinking isle and the treasure we can find if we return." And at that, we are going to take a break. All right, so we are getting to the crux of the whole situation. Everyone at home, thank you again for watching. Make sure that if you have questions, if you've asked them already, hopefully the moderators have put them in the Discord for Joel. He's going to moderate some question and answer time. If you like what you see, please make sure that you follow and that you subscribe either with your Twitch Prime subscription or just with your Twitch subscription. It helps us do what we do, and also give love to the Dungeons & Dragons Twitch channel, as we are very thankful for them having us on their channel. If you subscribe or follow on the RealmSmith channel, this little potion bottle will blink. You've seen it blinking throughout the whole session, and it's just to let you guys know and give you some instant kind of gratification of helping us out and that we're all in this together. So, Joel, you want to take it away? We'll take a short break, maybe 15 minutes, and then we'll be right back.
Let's do it. Okay, So, question time. Yeah, we have a bunch. Thank you for Shadster and Prometheus Bound in the moderators. As our new moderators, they are collecting the questions and then lining them up in our Discord moderator chat. So thanks, guys, for doing that. Okay, here we go. The first one that I see is Snow a white tiger or a leopard?
More of like a snow leopard.
More like a snow leopard. Okay.
Yeah, well, actually, cool. I would say like a white lynx, but kind of a snow leopard pattern. So the tufts on the ears and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's cool. Any distinctive like ear feature, nose feature, like long whiskers, short whiskers? Where do you land?
Whiskers that kind of go out about to the edges of the fur on my face. Okay. Preened out just so, along with other tufts as well that I can use to feel the movement of the air around me. And that's, yeah, for the most part, it's very interestingly styled fur, including some patches that I've used my claws to shave away down to the skin so I can better feel the movement of the air.
Okay. That's what I do. All right. So, Sakura163 asks, Dab1800 asks, is Mercer coming back maybe as another character? We technically can't answer that yet. So we obviously, if we could get Matt to come and play again on the stream, we will. But we're going to be super careful about asking too much, and we also want to make it a strategic kind of point. I would imagine that Jay has that in the plans without any promises. Obviously, have to keep in mind the situation with people's schedules and everything. And obviously, Matt is a very, very popular human being. So the hope is that he can, and we're gonna work towards that. But there's obviously no promises that we can make at this point in time. Okay. Yes. Further down here. Ketmatari asks, do we know why the island sank? Do we know why the island sank? Adam, do you know why the island sank?
No idea.
I think we're about to find that out, aren't we?
Yeah. Actually, that's probably exactly what's about to happen.
Yeah, what's about to happen. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so question. Why did Jason choose Garrett as an NPC from the Critical Role universe? Oh, the mind of a DM. One never truly understands the mind of a DM. I don't know. We'll have to ask him. Brandon, do you have any clue why he chose Jarrett?
I honestly can't say for sure. There may be something behind it, but I mean, it might have just been one of those things where he's like, "Hey, this would be really cool."
Yeah.
Knowing Jason, it could be either, could be both. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just a like probably half just because Jarrett is a cool character, and the other half because we wanted to kind of be able to, or Jay probably wanted to just be able to involve a running joke, you know what I mean, like a running funny into our campaign, which I think is just brilliant. So that's the mind of our DM. RS chat, funny comment. Dish Pickle, how is Plunkrawk not talking in disjointed vocals? Okay, so here's my logic behind Plunkrawk's non-disjointed vocals. So he's starting his adventuring career midway through his life. So he's not young. He's about 40. So middle way, kind of, that's the middle ground for the average Kancko to live, right? So 40 is right in the middle. So he's been adventuring, or he's been alive and mimicking other creatures for quite some time. And they mimic almost perfectly. So if you can imagine an intelligent being, so he's not just an average intelligence compared to human, he's actually above average. So a 13 to 14 would be well above human intelligence average. So super smart, and he's able to mimic anyone he wants to and has been doing it for years. So I'd imagine that he's retained a lot of common language already. So that doesn't necessarily mean that he can formulate his own voice, because he doesn't have the structural ability to do it within his vocal cords. But if he can do others, he will do others, which is why I got him to recite. I got Bolt to recite the alphabet with vowels so that he could actually train himself to use language in an ongoing basis. Otherwise, it would make playing a Kancko character quasi impossible without being totally useless to learning any new information about the campaign from questioning NPC or asking, about story progress or narrative from other players. So I had to kind of come to the logic of how he developed his language. That's what I chose. Okay, question. Happy belated birthday, Jason.
Thank you.
So I'll that's not a question, so I'll just eliminate that one. No, just kidding. Dish Pickle, did the sea elf die?
No, he's been with Heidi the whole time.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Skyhawk asks, what is the pattern of Snow's shaved patches? Is it like a tattoo?
So you mean well, his bare skin is just very black.
Okay.
But the patches themselves, they're pretty symmetrical. Kind of got them up, in front of his ears, on the back of his head, different parts of his shoulders and his arms, so that if he's not wearing armor or clothing, he has better sense of where things are around him. Basically, anything that would touch the air when he's wearing his armor has some extra spots that have been shaved off.
That's pretty cool. You share the reason for that, and it's sense-based, correct?
Yeah, so it has to do with being able to feel movement around him, to be able to sense, things that are happening in his space, movements in the air itself.
Awesome. Comment from Asmarandir saying, "You're doing great, Brandon. Think you're going to be the glue of the party."
We'll see. Thank you.
We'll find out. Find out. I think the glue of the party, we haven't met yet.
We got a lot of glue here, I think put enough glue together, you just stick together, Everybody's glue.
Chat, Shazam Carayo asks, is Bacalhau from Brazil? No, because Brazil doesn't exist in this world. But a lot of people have already discovered what his name means. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. So I spent the first 5 years of my life in Brazil. My favorite DM is from Portugal. We love some good Bacalhau, and it just seems like a fitting name for him. On my Instagram, I actually share a bit more about his backstory and how he got that name, and I'll put a little comment there so people can follow.
Amazing. From the D&D chat, Zaban asks, Gaziel, is she a female or a male? And female, correct?
I'm a female. That is correct.
There you go.
Powerful one too, so.
Power.
That's right.
The Jester's Court asks, does Snow suffer from cataracts? Good one. Tamgood2828 question for Christina. Are you enjoying playing? I know as a new player, it can be a little overwhelming, but you're doing good. So question and comment.
Oh, thank you. First of all, that's so nice because, yeah, there is a lot of information that I'm learning, but I think I'm just getting so invested in the story that as people are doing things, I kind of forget that I'm even playing sometimes. I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I have been enjoying it a lot.
Awesome.
Lots of things I need to learn still, though. So
cool.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
So good. That was the last question for tonight. So let's move on.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Just want to make sure my mic is on. Everything's good. Okay. All right. You guys are standing in the captain's quarters with this Tabaxi captain who has just mentioned that the last line she said was, "We have much to discuss about the sinking Aella and the treasure we can find if we return." What do you guys say?
treasure.
Could I jump up on the table because I can't see from everybody blocking me?
Yes. So you just kind of go through and you jump up on the table, and she kind of stands back.
I'd like to look at the map as well.
Okay.
And see what she's kind of looking at as well.
Yeah. So it looks like a. Give me a history check.
A history check.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never done one of those.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3.
With the 3, you're not quite sure. There's a lot of water. You see the words Menagerie Coast, but that's about it.
I'd like to look at the captain and say, we trust you, and we know that you are going to lead us to a big adventure. And I'm ready if you're ready.
Well, of course. That is what we are here to discuss.
I'm quite curious. You said something about there being a treasure?
But yes, of course. I was in Palma Flora to deliver spice, but I was also after an item of much value. That I... Go ahead, please. Bolt, is it?
Yes, it is actually. Thank you. An item of much value. Well, what could that be?
It's a rod. It is called the Rod of Retribution.
The Rod of Retribution.
It is a very powerful magical item.
What does it do?
Not quite sure but I know it is worth much. And if you help to find it, we can split this treasure. And it would be a good day for all of us. But there are some complications.
And it's a treasure's well fine, but split however many ways. Well, how much does that leave each person?
Well, the plan that I had was a third to the ship to make sure that we can do what we do, a third to the crew, and then a third to you. That will be fine.
How do we know we can trust you?
Give me an insight check.
Insight check.
And Jay, how many in the crew?
You've counted at least 10, including the officers.
Okay, so
between 5 and 10. You're not quite sure.
Okay, so I'm going to do some math in my head and basically sum up the fact that these adventurers are going to be making more from this than the crew will.
Yes, you can come to that quite easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
My insight check was an 18.
Okay. With an 18, you get the sense that she's trying to, I wouldn't say like goad you guys into doing this, but she's trying to get your help and make it your idea. So she's trying not to push too hard, but to kind of get your buy-in and to kind of reel you in a little bit. And she says, your cut would be 500 gold once the rod is sold.
It's quite a lot.
And for those of us who are also crew, does that mean we get 2/3? Cuts from both?
No, of course not. Come on, Snow. You know better than that, my brother.
I do work pretty hard around here.
Yes, you do.
You know, I'd be doing extra work to do this with you. So, for you, rather. Just asking.
Me being your sister is treasure enough, no?
It depends on the day, sister.
Laurice, no.
That's right, Bacalhau. We would not make a good couple after all.
I don't know about your culture.
It's not like that, I can tell you that much. Well, sister, I will be happy with what you will offer me. Just remember our last conversation, if you will, please.
Of course.
See the last thing?
Again, I said we would have a conversation in Palma Flora. We never had that conversation.
No, we did
But
not.
we will. But allow us to keep our family matters separate from this conversation, please.
Yes.
This is what I know. A young female Sahuagin named Selekai recently took charge of Sharkfeather clan and wields unusual powers.
Wields unusual powers.
She carries a magic scepter and has been recognized as, I mentioned, the Rod of Retribution, which has become a conduit. Are you going to be doing this the whole time?
Are you going to be doing this the whole time?
It's not my friend.
Am I beside Plunkrawk?
Yeah.
All right, so I kind of just raise my hand to where I think his shoulder might be.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume that I missed, and I kind of just set it on his head.
Yeah.
Kind of as but it was intended to be like a little like a set on the shoulder, like maybe it shouldn't do that right now.
So you come to know pretty quickly that Plunkrawk is only saying the sentences that he needs to commit to memory.
Okay, so I will have picked that up by now. Forgive him, sister. He has a memory thing. This is how he remembers by repeating. Yes. And so having noticed that I put my hand on your head instead of your shoulder, I'll kind of give it a pat and then bring my hand back.
Allow me to carry on. It has become, the Rod of Retribution has become a conduit for unearthly levels of magical power. But, as for the earthquake that dragged Flora Isle into the Sharkfeather Abyss, it does not make sense. The Sahuagin have been enemies of the shark hunting tournament for years. They show up, they cause problems, they try to stop it. And this time it has gone too far, clearly. But that rod wouldn't have caused that much power.
You're saying there's someone more powerful than the power of the rod?
I do not know, but what I do know is it's important for us to find a way to delve deep beneath those waves and take the scepter from her. Doing so would stop her from causing any more chaos. And the relic would doubtlessly sell for a pretty penny on the black market.
So this isn't just about the money here.
But of course not.
I just want to look to the rest of the crew on the table, turn around. And I say, I think we should help. What do you guys say?
I agree.
Remember her name.
I agree.
Sorry, say that again, Tortle. Speak up. It's all right.
I can't remember her name.
My name?
The hooligan with the rod.
Ah.
Selekai. Now, the problem that we have is that they are underwater. And surely the island has sunk into the abyss. The question is, how do we go where we need to go? The Sharkfeather Abyss is a nearby trench that is home to the clan of shark-herding humanoids that you faced, the Sahuagin. So it has sunk some ways, I imagine. How we reach them is the question. I do have some ideas, but I would like to hear yours.
Do you know how far under the water they are?
I do not know.
How deep it goes?
100 feet, maybe.
Oh, goodness.
Too far without some sort of help. Magical, perhaps.
Hold my breath for 1 hour.
No, I am sure you will have no trouble. But is an hour enough is the question.
I'll see what I can do as far as invention. I may have a few ideas.
Well, we have been circling for some time until I decided what course potentially to take. There are some ports of call nearby, and I have some connections, maybe, of people who can help us. We can dock, unload the refugees, and find gear that could help take you to the Sahuagin in their underwater lair. We have Bisaft Isle. It's a tiny island with a small port. A shaman living in the hills beyond the port might be able to provide you with a charm of water breathing. That's about 200 miles. Broken Bank, the smallest settlement recognized by the Clovis Concord, but it is nonetheless filled with foreign ships. An apothecary there might be able to provide potions that would grant the ability to breathe underwater. And of course, the wonderful city of Portamali. It's 100 miles from here. I know a smith with the black market connections who can help you obtain a number of experimental diving helmets that would allow you to breathe beneath the waves. All of those are options. But you are taking this into your own hands. I must stay above deck, on the ship, above water.
A helmet that could let you breathe underneath the water.
Yes, they are magnificent, I've heard.
Yeah, that's quite an intriguing concept.
This charm you spoke of, there's only one of them, or would there be enough for each of us?
I do not know.
We must have the charm that would be for all of us. We can't do this just... We would need to defeat them as a crew.
But of course. The question is, how much of each of these things I do not know. We must make a decision and head in that direction.
I vote yes.
Whoa. Have you seen this Rod of Redemption?
Retribution. Retribution.
Retribution.
It's much more spicy than redemption.
Okay. Have you seen it?
Have I seen it with my own eyes? Of course not.
Yes. Yes?
No, I have not.
Did a man happen to tell you about this?
A man?
Mm-hmm. How do you know about it? Who told you?
I have been studying it for some time. My associates have told me, and I tracked it to Palma Flora. I am sure of it.
But you haven't seen it. You've just heard about it.
Correct. As any treasure, really.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of creatures like you for some time, but have never seen them until now. But there you are.
And here I stand.
Magical.
Yeah, magical. Yes. Well.
Who would have thought? The offspring of genies. Amazing.
I am a little weary of this rod.
I understand. Very much so. But I can tell you have your sea legs. You have been sailing for some time, no?
Mm-hmm. That doesn't make it any better.
No, of course not, but 500 gold might.
No.
What will you do with the rod once you have it?
We sell it. On the black market. We get a really good price for it. It will be very beneficial for everyone.
If it's so powerful, why would you just give it away?
Power comes and goes. Ebbs and flows like the ocean.
I can assure you all
money.
that my sister, she knows what she is talking about. She will have done her research here. This item is, of course, something that exists, and the place she says it is likely the place to find it. And those who handle it as well. And of its value, you can be certain that she knows its value. However, the danger is what I question.
Everything worth something is dangerous.
Yes, but is this worth the danger? 6 against so many? Against people that can sink islands into the sea?
I have seen what you can do. You're all very capable. Bor told me of your heroism.
Of course.
My friend Snow, you will get quite wet.
I will have to endure it. Then. But I will not question you further in this matter at this time, sister. This is important, and it must be done. I will do this.
If you don't do it for me, if you won't do it for the money, then perhaps you will do it for little Gregory. His parents were killed by those creatures. Dragged to the depths of the Lucidian Ocean. Against their wills. He is now an orphan because of it. At least do it for retribution.
Gregory is not my friend, but I would do it for Snow.
And I will do this for you, sister, as I have everything in my life. I will do this for you.
There is no question.
He happens to be a friend of mine, so I think that's a very good enough reason alone.
Oh, we're just missing Aella. What do you say?
What say you, Genasi?
You don't even need a special suit.
I don't, but I have been told many big stories about rods of different things. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I don't want to get mixed up in the wrong rod, that's all. So I want to make sure that this rod story is for real. I've been convinced of rods before, so I will reluctantly go rod chasing, but I'm not going to be happy about it. Better be good.
I assure you, there is truth in what I say. We will find it there, and we will end the tyranny of the Shark Feather clan.
Mm-hmm.
Pure evil, these creatures.
Mm-hmm. This is a look of unimpressed, but I'll do it.
What motivates you, Aella?
Just what my heart tells me to do.
What is your heart telling you right now?
that I've been tricked by rods before. So I'm a little weary.
I am not sure we're talking about the same thing.
Okay, let's just start this journey before this. Let's just. Okay, it's getting warm in here. Let's go.
Where to? Which port?
Dude, you know the way. Kitten lady, tell us where to go.
Guatemala sounded good.
What is it there that we were grabbing?
In Portamala, Smith.
Yes.
And they have special helmets. My body is essentially a helmet, so one for my head would be nice as well.
I do believe the helmets may be the best bet. We cannot trust potions for long periods of time.
I'll turn to everyone and go like, helmet.
I agree, Plunkrawk.
Yes, I'm sure anything can be customizable. The right amount of elbow grease.
You seem to know what you're talking about. Perhaps we could procure one helmet and you could make the rest, to copy and save us money.
It's very possible. I am quite handy with my toolkit and whatnot.
Speaking of which, we do not know the cost of these items. Will you provide us some cash to cover this and what we need to start our journey?
Well, I mean, you are getting quite a cut.
In the end, yes, but is there any upfront?
What if we can't afford the helmets?
The helmets I have taken care of.
Yes. 3 helmets?
I will. I have some sway with this smith.
How will we get there? Will we get there for free as well?
But of course, we will dock in Port of Mali, It is not far.
I like you, Mrs. Snow.
My name is Three Earrings.
3 earrings.
3 earrings.
We are 20 hours from Portamali, if we set sail right now.
And my sister, set sail.
All right, to Portamali.
I would like to quickly just nonchalantly count the number of earrings on her ears.
3.
Are there as many as her name would indicate?
Yes, 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I noticed that and I go,
All right, she dismisses you. You all head back. At this point, it was a later dinner, just given the way that the day kind of unfolded. You make your way back to your quarters and start to settle in for the evening. Is there anything that you'd like to do before the evening sets?
I would have met with Silna for whatever the training.
Okay, so you meet her in the hold, the lowest deck, and you spend a number of hours in training. Anyone else?
I'm going to be as helpful as I can using Prestidigitation to clean up 1 cubic foot at a time.
Okay.
Wherever I can. Just going around the ship cleaning stuff up.
You end up befriending Dilyu, who is a sea elf, who Borth has told to swab the deck over and over and over again. And even though he's a carpenter, and he's not supposed to be doing this, but Borth just really rides him. And so you end up helping him, and he's incredibly thankful for it.
His name, it's Dilyu?
Dilyu, yeah. He joined the crew only 2 days before they reached Palmaflora. And he's fairly new, not sure about a lot of things, but he's friendly.
Okay.
And you do hear, though, that he has quite the disgust for Sahuagin. In fact, he was orphaned because his family was killed by them. Anyone else before you go to bed?
I'm just going to go back to my hammock and see if I can drop some sort of blueprints for what that type of underwater helmet would look like.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Give me a intelligence check. And you're going to start to actually draw blueprints and kind of try and figure out how you would build a helmet if given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intelligence is 11.
Yeah, so with an 11, you're having a hard time kind of figuring out how a helmet would allow you to jump into the water and then basically get to where you need to go without any sort of magical assistance.
I would take the free professionally made helmet any day, Bolt. No offense.
But this is the cheap way.
Anyone else?
Can I ask for information about this rod? Because I want to do some reading about it so I know what we're looking for.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
That's a 14 plus 15.
Okay. With a 15, you find out that nobody knows about this rod. You start asking around the ship, and people don't have this information. The only person that has this information seems to be the captain, and now you guys.
Okay.
From Garrett, you find out that there are many magical rods, and many of them are dangerous, and many of them are powerful, and he has never heard of this specific one, though.
Yeah, so the only information I'm going to get is from the captain.
Yeah.
And I'm done talking to her. I can't go back and talk to her again.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, so I want to go back into, after everybody's left, I want to go back into her room.
Okay.
And just ask her if I can have some books or some more information about the rod.
As you knock on the door, she opens the door and she welcomes you in. And you walk in and she says, Oh, Aella, how may I help you? And she sits at her desk still, and she's got papers stacked and a map in front of her, and she's got a compass, and she seems to be just kind of surveying at her desk.
Okay, I kind of want to walk around the room and kind of the desk really kind of slowly, and like I'm looking up and down at everything and taking everything in, and I just want to ask, can you tell me more about this rod?
Okay, give me another investigation check, please.
That's a
actually perception.
9.
Sorry, perception check. Yeah.
Okay. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, with a 13, as you're walking by, you see a sketch of a long cylindrical rod type drawing that she has on the desk, and when your eye meets it, she kind of moves something over it to cover it. And she looks up at you. She says, "What are you after, Aella?"
I just want to know more about it. Why aren't you telling me everything?
What would you like to know?
Whatever you're hiding. You're not telling me everything.
Give me a persuasion check.
14.
Okay. At this point, I'd like everyone else to mute or take your earphones out until we tell you to come back, please. She looks at you and she says, "I like your zest. I like your approach. I like your inquisitive nature. It makes me happy to see. I sense from you loss. I sense that recently you have lost much and you are looking for purpose. And maybe this hunt, this treasure hunt that we are doing, will give you the purpose that you need, perhaps."
Perhaps.
I will tell you about this rod, but first, I want to make you a offer. A place aboard my ship.
To work?
Yes.
What do you want me to do?
You are looking for a position, yes? A new... What type of ship were you on before? Merchant ship.
Merchant. I was on a merchant ship.
Yes, we were also a merchant ship. We are.
What would you want me to do?
Have you heard of the revelry? Give me a history check.
19.
Okay, with a 19, you've absolutely heard of the revelry, especially being a sailor. It is a association of pirates that the Clovis Concord is the government that kind of polices the Menagerie Coast, and the revelry were a bunch of pirates that went against it and now have created this large community of pirates, which are often at odds with the Clovis Concord.
Okay.
How do you feel about the revelry?
Wait, you need to help me out more with that. So are they fighting against us?
That doesn't necessarily matter. It's up to you how you feel. So you were a merchant sailor at one point.
Yes.
You have come in contact with revelry pirates before. Some of them evil, some of them just after money. But they're pirates. So some of them murder, some of them steal, a lot of them deal in like black market goods. But there's lots of money to be made. And the Clovis Concord, it depends on how your character would necessarily feel about the local government, as it were. Is she a kind of goody two shoes? Does she support?
And that's what she is. Oh,
she's asking you how you feel about the revelry.
Okay. How do I feel about them? I think that they do what they need to do.
It's very astute.
There's good people there, and they just They just do what they have to do.
To survive. Take matters into their own hands, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If this goes well, I can offer you a position in the revelry, if you will have it. But you need to keep this between us. There is much wealth and much promise in you. Can I trust you?
Yes. Yes. You can absolutely trust me.
Give me... Are you trying to deceive her at this point? Or do you mean what you're saying?
I don't know if I want to be locked down by her.
But you believe what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Give me a persuasion check.
That's a 10.
All right, then. Then we will speak after the rod is in our grasp. About this rod, it is an ancient relic with the ability to harness the power of lightning. Electricity. It's very powerful. I do not wish to keep it. I have no use for it. But it is very valuable, and it can do much for my crew and for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there are side benefits. The Sahuagin need to go down. The clan needs to die after what they did to those people.
Okay, so now I am super intrigued because I love having the lightning aspect, and I want the rod.
Okay. You tell her that?
Yeah.
You tell her, you say, I want the rod?
Say, I want the rod. Yes.
And she says, for yourself?
Do I have to tell her? I don't want to tell her.
Whatever you say. Okay.
No. That will be left to time. I don't want to give her a straight answer.
Okay.
But I want her to feel like I'm on her side to get this rod.
All right. Then together we go.
Okay.
But remember, you keep this to ourselves. All right. Thank you. All right. Welcome back, everyone.
You're back.
Okay, so anything else you guys want to do before you hit the sack?
I would like to not hit the sack, but instead sneak into the captain's room and just lay low under the bed. Is that okay?
You want to sneak into the captain's quarters and lay low?
Under the bed.
Under the bed.
Fit, right?
You possibly. Okay, so at what point in the evening do you want to try and attempt this?
Like at 3 a.m, when everyone's asleep.
Okay. Okay. It's too bad that you didn't say earlier, because I would have loved to have you have been there when the conversation that just happened. But you weren't, so you didn't.
Rewind? No.
No, doesn't work that way. Okay, so at 3 a.m, does anybody want to do anything before they go to bed?
Yes.
And we'll get right back to you, Gaziel. Go ahead, Plunkrawk.
I'm just gonna sing a song before I
Okay.
go to bed.
Okay.
Entertain everyone.
Okay.
Okay. Though my love is rare, and though my love is true, yeah, I'm like a bird, I only fly away. I don't know where my home is. I don't know where my soul is. You know what I mean, people? I'm like a bird, I only fly away. I don't know where my home is.
Gregory starts to cry uncontrollably. All right. Some people clap. Some people I feel you, brother. Some people start to weep. There's a multitude of emotions. I'm not even going to have you roll performance because that was incredible. All right. Anyone else before you go to bed?
When am I supposed to have that conversation with the captain?
She said, "Let's wait."
Okay.
So you imagine not this evening.
Yeah. Okay.
Has Aella come back to the hammocks yet?
Aella returns. Yes.
Aella.
Shortly after she goes up. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm gonna wait till she's sleeping and then try to steal the boomerang just to look at it.
Okay. You wait till she's sleeping. Okay, so you wait till she falls asleep. I would like you to roll a stealth check, please. As the three of you. So who is in that room? It's just the three of you, right? Yeah. Bacalhau, you're still under the stairs? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't belong in there.
Okay.
11.
What's your passive perception, Aella?
Passive perception.
Up on the left, kind of a third of the way down the page.
Hold on, let me put my dog away. Oh my goodness, sorry. Passive perception. 15?
Closer to the top. Yeah.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah. So you're kind of you're starting to doze off, but you're having a hard time kind of sleeping soundly. Mm-hmm. And you hear a creak in the floor, and you look across, and Bolt is up out of his bed.
Okay. He's like coming. How close is he to my
he's
stuff?
He's just up. You don't know he's coming for your stuff at this point. He's just up.
Well, okay. I don't move. I'm just watching him.
Okay. And he starts to walk over towards. I want you to give me a performance check to see if he notices that you're trying to pretend you're sleeping.
Okay. That's a performance. That is 8.
Plus?
No, 7 plus 1.
Oh, okay.
8.
Okay. Give me a perception check, Adam, as you're watching or as you're starting to kind of creep over.
6.
Okay. You don't notice. So he starts to creep towards you, clearly. He gets to just over your bed, and he kind of looks around, and he looks down at you, thinks you're sleeping, and he starts to reach for your bag. Or well, first of all, where would you have kept your boomerang?
Yeah, in my bag. By my bag, by all my stuff.
And at this point, I'm assuming you're all not wearing your armor when you sleep. It'd be incredibly uncomfortable to do that. So, so you see it kind of poking out of her bag, and you reach down to grab it.
Oh.
And you see him reaching down to grab your boomerang.
I do. I see this.
Yep.
I frickin' gust him 10 feet. 10 feet. Ram into the side of the wall.
Okay, can you read gust real quick for the sake of those at home?
Yeah. One medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed on a strength saving throw. Am I reading this correctly?
Yeah, strength saving throw, Adam.
Or be pushed up to 5 feet away from you.
And what's the DC on that, Mel, it should say? What your DC is?
DC is gust.
No,
sorry. 13.
13. So what'd you roll, Adam?
So even with a -1 strength modifier, it's a 16.
Oh, okay. So all of a sudden, Aella moves towards you, and she does this, and this massive gust of wind blows at you, and you manage to grab kind of the edge of her hammock as it gusts over. Gaziel, I would like you, first of all,
Yes.
What's your perception? Can you roll a perception check?
Yeah.
As you're trying to stay awake, waiting for people to go to sleep so you can go do what you're going to do.
Got a 17.
Okay. With a 17, you saw all of this happening. You kind of watched it happen. All of a sudden, she does this, and you're kind of sleeping off to the side, so you don't get hit by this gust. But you've seen it all kind of happen. The goggles on your head. Actually, you wouldn't be wearing your goggles on your head because you were sleeping. And what are you wearing right now, Bolt? Actually, is the question. What is Bolt sleeping?
I have so my coat is hung up.
Yep.
My goggles. Actually, I imagine that I would be still wearing them.
Yeah, okay. And they fly off your head and land, kind of skitter across the ground. You're like, holy crap! What do you do?
Okay. Well, goodness. You have me all wrong, madam. I was just going to inspect the boomerang and possibly improve upon it. I saw you use it in battle earlier with the Septuagint, and I saw how it wasn't as effective as maybe you would have liked, and perhaps I might be able to improve it a little bit.
So I levitate him and I move him even further back.
All of a sudden, she does this motion like this, and you start to float off the ground, and your head kind of hits the ceiling, and you start. Oh, you can't float him back; he just goes right up. So you float up to the ceiling, and now you are looking down at her. And the ceilings are only like 10 feet, so you kind of stop, and you're about 4 feet from the ground.
Yeah, I want him to know that not to touch my boomerang.
Yeah.
Don't touch my boomerang.
If you only knew how I wanted to improve it, I think you would change your tune.
I just push him up a little bit further.
Yeah.
Bonks his head.
Your neck is kind of like on the top.
All right. You know what? Message received. I will not touch the boomerang, but I think eventually you'll come around.
I'll let you know when.
That's fair.
And then I put him down.
Slowly?
No.
Dexterity saving throw. Bolt.
5.
Okay. It's only 4 feet. So you land, but you lose your balance and you fall on your butt with a hard thump. Gaziel, you see all this. Do you react at all?
I think I just am shocked at the power that Aella has.
Yeah.
And I laugh.
Good.
And then I look over to her and I go, he deserves it. Sucker.
I guess Bolt goes back to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to gather my goggles and the stuff that is all disheveled now and fix it, and then I'll go back to bed.
Okay, all right.
And I just do a little gust so his hammock just rocks and he's back to sleep.
Okay. So good. All right.
What we're hearing is actually Bacalhau's shell going back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Everyone is now asleep. Gaziel, I would like you to make a stealth check, please, to try and leave this room.
Okay. Let's do a stealth
While
check.
she's doing that, guys, can I get your passive perceptions, please, just so I have them on file here?
13 for me, Jay.
Passive perception.
16 for me.
Joel's
11.
13. Brandon's
14.
what?
16.
Adam?
11.
Dave?
14.
Mel?
Oh, that's 15.
Christina?
11.
That's everybody, right? Okay. All right. Go ahead then. Sorry, what did you roll?
So I got a 12 plus 1, so 13.
Okay. As you start to kind of creak through, Aella, you are woken again. You're already kind of on edge from what just happened, and so you wake up and you notice that Gaziel is sneaking out of the room.
Yeah. Okay. I want to sneak behind her.
Give me a stealth check.
That's an 11 plus 2, 13.
Okay. All right. Gaziel, you sneak out of the room, and you get to the deck, and you do see that there is...
I wanted to get my boomerang, though. I don't want to leave my boomerang there.
Okay, you take your boomerang out of your bag, and you put it, like, kind of shove it in your pajamas?
In my pantaloons.
Okay. And so you get out onto the deck, Gaziel. One we can clear the deck there and show exactly what's happening. No, you can have that there. Yeah, just all the minis, yeah. And there is one crew member that you see immediately up on the quarter deck, Yeah, right there. And he's kind of walking by on the main deck, kind of doing rounds like he's on watch. And you do see one of the other officers, who you've heard people call Kajori. He's the well-muscled, dark-skinned gentleman, and he's at the bow of the ship looking over the masthead and kind of looking out into the waves. So there's 2 people on deck right now.
I would be under the stairs right beside her, right?
And you're sleeping under the stairs, yeah. And you rolled a 13, Gaziel, for stealth?
13 plus a 1, so 14, I think.
Meets it, beats it. So, yeah, so Dave, you don't hear her. So, okay, so you are now just outside the, that's not Gaziel, that's Gregory. That's okay. So you make your way out, and you start to kind of make your way, I guess, around the other side of the boat where the guy is not. So move her around about halfway. Okay. Aella, you see her kind of circle around the left side of the boat.
Yeah. So can I use wild shape and assume the look of the captain?
No, it has to be a beast. So it can't be a humanoid or of a certain intelligence. So it has to be like a mouse or a ferret or a wolf or bear or whatever.
Okay, so I just want to keep sneaking and just watching where she's going then.
Okay. All right. So you kind of wait in the doorway and you see her circle around the boat and then she circles to the captain's door.
Okay.
Gaziel, you reach the captain's door. What do you do?
I use my hand and I push the door so quickly that the creak doesn't make a sound. You know
so you go to push it and it's closed, like it's latched.
I want to goodness, this is difficult. I want to try to push again.
Okay, yeah, but you notice,
really hard.
So you do notice that there is a lock on the door with a keyhole. So you imagine it's probably locked.
Can I find the key in some way?
You imagine that somebody has the key, probably the captain who's currently in her quarters.
Currently inside her quarters.
Yeah. Somebody else might have them. Maybe one of the officers might have a key.
Right.
Or you could try and pick the lock, but you don't have lock picking tools. That isn't your specialty. You've seen people pick locks before, but that's not something that you're proficient with.
Then to avoid any big kerfuffle, I will go back to my quarters.
Give me a stealth check.
6.
Okay. As you turn around, the crew member is standing right in front of you. And it is this old crotchety gentleman who you heard people call 1 second, sorry. They call him Old Saltbeard. He's a crotchety old man who's been sailing his entire life, it seems, and he just he goes, "What are you doing out here?"
I'd like to say the same thing back and intimidate him into, not asking me any questions.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
15 plus 4, 19.
He rolled a natural 20.
Oh!
I know.
How does that happen?
I know your type. What are you doing out here? Up to no good, I think.
I was just making sure everybody was safe on the ship.
Give me a deception check.
Would I hear this commotion while I'm sleeping on the deck?
You do hear, because he yells out. Kajori kind of turns at the top and he's kind of looking, but you pop your head out. And you see that Aella, you see Bacalhau kind of pop out of his head, right, kind of down by just on the outside of the door. Sorry.
I want to walk towards them. I mean, she can finish her deception check, but I'd like to approach them.
What's your deception check?
I got a 19 plus a 4. 23.
Ooh. Well, we have it covered, Kajori and I. So you should just make your way back down below deck and go to sleep, little one.
All right. But next time, watch out. I'm watching you.
He looks like around, like, but for what?
You know, if anything ever happens on a ship, just know I got everybody's back.
Well, all right. And he kind of backs off like this, and he watches you go. Bacalhau, you stand up. Gaziel's walking towards you. Aella, what do you do at this point?
I walk past Turtle Man.
Yeah.
And I say, I don't think we can trust her.
To Bacalhau?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
And I'll reply, that's my friend. You're not my friend.
And I just keep walking.
Yeah, and I'll just
towards
walk
her?
over to...
Me?
Yeah.
No, I
Oh, you go back
am
to bed?
done with her.
Okay,
yeah,
you go back to bed.
I just,
Okay.
Yeah.
Bacalhau,
yeah.
what do you do?
I'll walk over to Gaziel.
Gaziel.
Gaziel. And I'll just
Some
say,
friend.
Yeah. I'll just say, good morning, friend. Did you need some help with anything?
I'm good. Thank you, Bacalhau, for being such a good friend to me. I was just making sure that things were okay. I was just sensing something not good. That's all.
Can never be too safe.
That's correct. Thank you for watching out for me.
Okay, good night then.
Good
I'll
night.
just wander back and
Okay.
go back into my under the stairs.
All right. And you all find sleep. At this point, you guys all have the same dream and receive the charm of the Blade Singer. Aella, as soon as you reach... sorry, let's not do that yet. Bacalhau, after waking, you take some time to study the book you took from your master, and something in the text all of a sudden clicks for you. An awareness that never existed before now is as apparent as the cabin you sit in and the people that surround you. Sorry, you're not sitting in the cabin, on the deck. See, I wrote this as if you were sleeping with everybody, but you are a loner. Time itself appears as a weave or a sheet of complex music that can be harnessed and manipulated. You get the sense that this is only the beginning, but you are finally gaining the understanding of what it means to tap into the same magical dunamis energy that your master did. You now have the initial abilities that come with being a wizard of chronergy. Bolt.
Love it.
All of the tinkering you've done with your harpoon launcher over the last few days has expanded your knowledge of how to imbue mundane items with magical energy. In the moments after you wake, something finally clicks for you. A formula you've been trying to wrap your head around is suddenly as clear as day. Imagine all of the wonderful inventions that lay at your fingertips. A boomerang, perhaps? You've now learned the art of artificer infusions. Gaziel, the events of the past day weigh heavy on your heart as you wake. The vision of the shark hunters perishing just out of your reach tug at you, convict you. Searching for solace, you bow your head as you do every morning to call out to the Dawnfather for guidance. You've never heard his voice audibly, but this morning a phrase comes to your mind. Defend the weak. Your eyes begin to well up as the radiant energy of Pelor begins to surge through your veins. A warmth like the sun fills your spirit as new energy surges through the core of your being. And just as quickly, it fades. Not completely, but much like the rays from a warm summer day creeping through the cracks. There, just under the surface, waiting to be unleashed. You now have the ability to harness the radiant energy that comes with being a servant of the Dawnfather to cast spells and smite your foes. Plunkrawk. After your ship went down, your only friends with it, you wondered if you would ever find true friendship again. But here it is again in the form of those that have come to your aid over the last day's events. Your resolve to help those in need grows within you, watered by the way in which you saved those around you from certain doom. Your commitment to keeping those you care about from harm coalesces in a song that materializes out of nowhere. You now have the ability to sing a song of rest to heal your companions. Snow. The attack of Flora Isle pushed you way past the limits of what you thought was physically possible. You were required to dig deeper than you ever have to battle the foes that threatened your crew and now your newfound companions. With a promise given to you by the Pallid Elf, you were anxious to further your training. Realizing that you're even more capable than your challenges would insist, you now have the action surge ability. Aella. You wake and you feel an urge to see the ocean, to feel the air. It's early morning. And as soon as you reach the deck, as you open the door and walk out of your cabin, the smell of the sea and the air that surrounds you somehow feels more present than it ever has. The distant squawk of seagulls and the presence of marine life below the ship call to you, connect to you. Somehow you feel more in tune with the natural world than you ever have, drawing on the natural power and majesty of the coast. At the same time, there is something inside you that stirs. At first, you wonder if it's Snow's cooking and the off shrimp, but it's something different, calling to you from the depths of your spirit. Something raw, something bestial. You've heard of druids who can change their shape to honor the beasts that protect the land, and for the first time you feel as though you may be able to harness it. You are now a druid of the circle of the land, specifically the coast, and can now harness the power of wild shape. Welcome to level 2, everyone.
Yes.
You have the morning. It has now been, you're about halfway on your journey to, sorry, not halfway. What am I saying? 1 second here. Yeah, you are now, about halfway to your journey on your way to Port de Mali. The day is yours aboard the ship. For the sake of brevity, we can skip unless there's anything that you guys want to do to interact with anybody before you arrive.
I need to have the conversation with the captain at some point. Was that supposed to happen after this trip?
She said you're not. It's unclear. Okay. You get the feeling that she's kind of putting you off a little bit, and she wants to. Yeah, go ahead.
Upset me.
What's that?
Which would definitely upset me.
Yeah.
For all that I've done for her, and she won't even listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she basically is saying, like, yes, this is the last one, and yeah. And she's saying, let's talk about it in Palma Flora. We can discuss it after we have the item. Let's talk. Let's re-talk. So you can decide to talk to her now, or you can decide to wait.
In that conversation, I'll just say to her, listen, I've done everything for you. I did all of the dark deeds to keep you pure, and now you are choosing to do dark things yourself. I tried to protect you. I put you in this position, this cozy place, so that you don't have to do these things. What are you doing? Why are you doing all of this? Can you just let well enough alone and live a good, cushy life as a captain?
Snow, my dear brother, I'd like everyone else to take your earphones out, please.
Oh, I hate this. Come on, Jay. Tell us the story, damn it.
My dear brother, Snow, we grew up together doing all of these things. Some I regret. Some I regret involving you in. But now, we are far in. The revelry holds us accountable. They have expectations of us. We have tithes to pay to the Plain King. You know this.
But is there really no way out. No way for us to go legit. No way for us to change. We did this for survival. We started this for survival. This is not survival anymore.
Well, listen. Perhaps after we have the rod, we take it to Darktoe. That is where I plan to sell it. Then we discuss this with the Plant King. We take it up with him, and we see if we can go our own way. But be prepared, brother, that if you have to go without me, you go. If this is the end, I will not hold it against you.
This is the last thing I do. After this, I'm leaving the ship. I cannot stay a part of this crew anymore. I have to make a change. I have done terrible things. I have to try and make it right now. And I can't keep doing horrible things. Stealing and murdering. The things I did for you to get to where you are. I can't. Don't make me keep going, sister. I've reached my end. I look for a change, a new life. And now you send me on this mission. It looks like a death's errand to me. Do you want me out of the way?
Of course not.
Either way.
No.
I come back successful, then I'm gone anyway.
Brother, stop, please. Listen to me. I care much about you. More than anyone else.
Just try to regain some of that purity that you once had. Before it's too late. I tried to protect that part of you. I wanted to help you, sister.
That
I
is
wanted to
why
keep you out of the pockets of these dark organizations.
I'm afraid you are the only hope and decency I have left. Snow, if you go, I'm afraid it is gone. That is why I have you here. That is why I keep you close. That is why I have kept you safe, because you have that inside you. But I understand if you need to go your way. I understand, brother.
I have to make a change, but don't put that on me. I have done everything for you, and I cannot keep doing this sort of thing.
Well, perhaps with what we make from selling of this rod, maybe there's a chance. Let us discuss this in Darktoe, please.
Fine.
No rash decisions before that.
Fine. This is enough. I'm done with this talk, too. I love you, sister, and I always will. You just make good decisions.
I love you too, my Snowy.
Okay. And with that, I kind of wave and walk out. Upset.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
No.
So, what'd you talk about?
Yeah.
I want to know everything.
So, tell us the gossip.
All right.
Decided to get an espresso machine for the ship.
Is there anything that you guys want to do before you reach Port Damali? Anything else?
Mm-mm.
No? All right.
It sounds delicious to go to Port Tamale. I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm.
As you guys...
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Do something real quick.
Yep.
One last appeal to Aella to borrow the boomerang.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna...
Yeah.
We're probably still all in our hammocks.
Well, at this point, no. It's day. So throughout this day, at some point, you find her on the deck.
Okay. Hello. Me again. It was, well, you know what? I'm not going to ask for it this time, but perhaps if you show me a demonstration of how it's supposed to work, that may tide me over. No pun intended.
When I throw the boomerang, it comes back to me if it doesn't hit something, right?
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah. I would love to show you how it works. Go stand. Can you go stand about 10 feet back a little bit?
This way. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Just a little back. Go back a little bit more.
All right. Is this good here?
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And I whip the boomerang at him.
Okay.
Just clock him. How's that?
Okay, hang on. I'd like you to make an attack roll, please.
What do I add that to? Is it attack?
Yeah, it's just you're attacking him.
Oh, like, okay, the boomerang.
Pull it.
Yeah.
I can't see it. Is it natural 20? Oh,
That's a 20.
No. Oh, dear. What's your damage?
Oh, my God, I'm sweating. I'm so happy.
Double damage.
Hold on.
You couldn't save that for an enemy?
I'm sorry. Oh, my God, I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. So the damage is 1d4 plus 2. So that's 6.
No, wait. Okay, so that's 6 plus 4. Yeah. That's 10 points of damage.
No. 1d4.
Yeah, no, I know, but
2.
but because it's a natural 20, it's a critical hit.
No, am I gonna kill him?
We're about to find out. You whip your boomerang, and it is dead on. And you see this boomerang just almost in slow motion bolt as it smacks you straight across the nose. Oh. Blood shoots from your nose as it goes down your face, and you grab your face and scream in pain as you take 10 points of damage.
Oh my.
And everyone
where are we?
Yes, so there are a number of people. You guys can tell me whether you're on this deck or you're under deck. This is on the main deck.
I'm helping out as much as I can.
Looking out towards the ocean.
Okay, so everyone that's on deck hears a scream. Okay. Hears a yell of pain.
So what happened to him? He got what? How many points?
10 points.
So is he just on the floor right now?
I don't know. You tell me, Adam.
Okay, so I'm grabbing my nose. The boomerang, though, would have just landed in front of me?
Yeah, so it hits, and it falls on the ground and just kind of skitters off.
Okay. Yes, now, you see, what happened there was it did not come back to you like it should, right? No, it didn't. Now, where did it go? Yeah.
I push it. I gust it. I push it as he goes to look for it. I pushed away.
Which way?
What's your gust ability?
Oh, my gust ability.
What's the range?
30 feet.
Okay, yeah. So you push a gust. I would like you to make a strength saving throw, Adam.
I want to run towards Bolt, seeing that this I don't know, second or third friend is hurt.
Yeah, I'd like you to make a strength saving throw too, Bacalhau.
It's a 3.
Oh, good.
Okay, we need to get on. Let's put it on we need a map for this. Folks, we were close to ending the stream, but this has quickly turned into a situation. So he was 10 feet away when she hit him, and you got an 11. What's the DC on your gust? 13?
It's 13.
Yeah, so you both get pushed back 10 feet.
I do too?
No, they do. Yeah. As you gust it. And I would like you to give me, what would I do for this? A dexterity check. To see if you can push the gust in a way to tell me the direction the boomerang goes.
Sure. I would love to. Dexterity. That's a 16.
Okay, you managed to, it goes back and to the right, so it's safe on the deck and doesn't go overboard.
Okay, so then can I go? I got something to say.
Well, at this point, I'm not even sure if we should be rolling initiative to figure out. Okay, go ahead. Say something. Go ahead.
But I want to. Yep. So now I feel like a piece of crap.
Yeah.
And can I run over to him and cure wounds really quick?
Yes. So all of a sudden, she starts running towards you, Adam, with her hands out like this. What do you do?
Okay. All right, you know what?
I can fix it.
I'm going to say, don't touch my friend. And I'm going to point my quarterstaff at her.
Okay, what do you do, Aella?
I gust his quarterstaff away too, because I can fix it.
How many gusts does she have? Is this a cantrip?
Is it a cantrip, Mel? Yeah.
They're all.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
I can do it all the time. Yeah, it's a cantrip.
What a ridiculous cantrip.
I'd like you both to make strength saving throws again, please.
That was a 19 for me.
Okay, at this point, the crew starts to kind of. I would take 2 of those regular crew members, not that close, but they're starting to come down the stairs. They don't know what's other stairs on the other side. They don't know what's going on. They think it's a fight. People are fighting. Plunkrawk, what do you do at this point? You're looking out into the ocean.
So I'm gonna run up to them where they're at, and I'm also going to stand between her and Bolt.
Okay, so you come over the boat and get between them before she gets to him.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm basically going to pull out my my loot.
Yes.
And just go like, please don't hurt my friend. Please don't hurt my.
I'm so
Just
sorry.
appealing
I'm so
to
sorry.
her soft side.
Okay.
I am. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can help you. Just let me put my hands on you. I can take this all away. I promise.
Well, I'll make you a deal. If I let you fix my face, you let me fix your boomerang.
My boomerang isn't broken.
Well, see now that's right.
Can I run over and stomp on her boomerang?
Just that when it hit me, it hit the ground next, right? So you didn't end up with it at the very end. But I think I know something that will be able to solve that.
Fine. Let me fix you.
All right.
Okay. So my cure wounds is 1d8 plus 3.
Okay, so she puts her hands on your face and she says an incantation, and you feel this radiant energy, and you feel your nose snap back. How many points?
1d8 plus 3. Well, do I roll it? I thought you did.
No, you do.
I'm sorry.
And I'm just gonna stand beside him, watching carefully what she's doing, to make sure she's not hurting him.
Yeah.
I only got a 2.
Okay, so 2 plus 3, 5 points of damage back. So you feel the bone go back, but there's still a bit of a gash on your nose, and the blood obviously is starting to dry.
Yes, most of the way, it's good arm. He's a little better.
Can I use my herbalism kit somehow and try to heal him up the rest of it? I want to just kind of nudge her out of the way. I'll do it.
Give me a medicine check.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I hope this is good.
So good.
Oh, it's a 14 plus 6.
Okay, yeah, with a 20, you know that she's reset the bone, so his nose is okay, and then just given time, the bleeding will stop and it'll heal.
Yeah, because of me, because of his friend.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little over emotional. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's all right. You know what? Just because it came to me in a dream, the way that I might be able to improve it, I pick up the boomerang, find it, here, look, watch. And just with some of my tools, I'll fiddle with it a little bit, and I'll hand it back.
Okay.
Now, you may have to spend some time with this just to be able to get used to it, but from now on, when you throw it, even if it hits somebody, it'll come right back to you. And I might be regretting this now, actually.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I totally thought you were gonna break my boomerang. You just made it 100 times better.
Yes,
Sorry.
well,
I'm sorry. And then I give him a big hug.
Very good. Yes, right.
Yes, I put my boomerang back.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk away from them and just shake my head and say, "I don't understand, friends."
Adam, what have you done to her boomerang so she knows?
Okay, so
in-game
I
terms?
have used an infusion.
Yeah.
And I have infused it with an infusion called Returning Weapon. So this
I know.
this magic weapon grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it, and it returns to the wielder's hand immediately after it is used to make a ranged attack.
Wow.
So it's called Returning Weapon.
You have the first magical weapon in the game.
Yay!
Wow. Holy cow.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. You almost killed him.
Oh, sometimes you gotta do that to do other things. I don't know. I don't know. It worked, so let's not get into it.
So what happens if I punch you in the face?
Hold on.
Okay, that's great. Awesome.
All right. So you guys spend the rest of the day kind of enjoying the ship, talking to people, getting to know people a bit better. You actually hear that Garrett is going to say bye in Port de Molly, and he's actually been able to kind of rally the refugees around, and basically has decided to take it upon himself to organize some way for them to find homes or places that they need to go. Out of kind of the goodness of his own heart. He's also taking Gregory with him so that he can find a good home for him somewhere along the Menagerie Coast. Find out if he has further family and all that kind of stuff. But he's also organized you all to... he's collected some money from the refugees, some gold actually, to be as a thank you for saving them and bringing them home. And you guys are splitting 25 gold amongst you. As he hands you, Aella, because he knows you the best, he says, I just want to say thank you for doing all that you have to get us here safely. And this is a thank you from myself and some of the refugees.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. And if you can pass it. And he says this kind of loud enough. I want to thank you all. This is where I will say goodbye. There is a sky ship leaving soon for Taldori, and I will be aboard it. And you can see he has a little cask that Plunkrawk and Snow recognize as one of the casks of spice. So I bid you farewell, my friends.
I'm sorry, did you mention what becomes of young Gregory now?
Yeah, I will find a home for him.
All right, very well then.
And that he tells you that the evening. Sorry, he tells you that the evening before you guys are supposed to arrive in Port de Molly in the morning. Early in the morning, you hear, "Wake up, travelers!" The voice of Borth, one of the Wavechaser's crew members, rouses you from your slumber. The sun is barely above the horizon, but you can just make out the docks of a port through the porthole window of your cabin. It's past dawn and time to get moving. As you guys kind of emerge from your cabins and your shell, Bacalhau, you find that the refugees from Palmaflora are packing up the few possessions they were able to save. They all say thank you for the rescue. And they say that hopefully what they were able to give, which wasn't much, is thank you to help you on your journey forward. Port de Molly is a beautiful and lively city that you see that has multiple steps and plateaus. As you approach, even though the city is colorful and beautiful and vast, you notice that the docks, as you approach, are smelly, weather-beaten, and somewhat seedy. That is where we'll end the session for this evening. Wow, guys, that was fun. That was so great.
Thank you, Jay.
What an adventure.
So good. And just remember that you guys did have that dream. I don't know if you guys want to at some point dive deeper, but I'm leaving that up to your characters. And the whole Blade Singer thing. And for now, let's just say that you guys have not said anything in the last day or so that it took you to get to Port de Molly. Okay. Thank you, everyone at home, for watching. Go ahead, Joel.
I have a song about the boomerang.
Okay.
Yes.
Take us out, Joel.
This is how we should end the stream right here.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
She broke his nose, and now she knows how to throw her boomerang, her boomerang, her boomerang. It first goes out, and then she can regain her boomerang, her boomerang, her boomerang, her boomerang.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you liked what you saw, follow us on the D&D Twitch and the RealmSmith Twitch. Consider making us your Twitch Prime subscription, or just subscribe, because we love your assistance and your help in doing what we do. I want to thank everyone for making us your preferred entertainment through the apocalypse. I cannot wait to be back at the table with these guys instead of on Zoom. It'll be a wonderful day when that happens. But for now, keep those that you love very, very safe. We will see you tomorrow night on Behind the Screen. We actually premiere this on YouTube at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. On YouTube, on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/RealmSmith. And we're on the chatting with people for those that couldn't catch it live on Twitch. And then after that, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, we do Behind the Screen. You guys can ask all your questions that you weren't able to ask tonight about all the craziness that ensued tonight, because it was a blast. Thank you, guys. Go ahead.
This week, I'm going to do the players' table on Thursday night at 8 p.m.
Oh, you are? Cool. Okay, so Thursday night, players' table is going to happen. Basically, that's the equivalent of the DM Behind the Screen, but from the player's perspective. That's a new show that Joel wants to do on Thursdays. And so we're super excited about that, and it's going to be awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye!